Hello everyone and welcome to Have Yourself a Merry Little Krampus. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons & Dragons. I am Liz and I will be your DM for tonight. We are thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG. For those of you who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here plays fantasy characters in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique character with sheets that tell them who they are, what they can do, their deepest secrets and what dice to roll. They will be mostly rolling this. Not this, but something very similar. A 20-sided dice. Yay. To see if they succeed in what they are trying to do. The higher the roll, the more likely their roll will succeed. 20 is good, 1 is pretty bad, but we like ones, they're fun. And whilst they play their characters, everything else in this universe, this fantasy universe, will be played by me. So, NPCs, enemies, holly, ivy, mistletoe, and perhaps snow, who can say? Between me describing... No, Niall.
I just really enjoyed that. That was very good.
I can say it again. I won't say it again. Between me describing the world and story, the players describing what they want to do, and some dice rolls to keep things interesting, we will tell our tale. I am Liz. I use she, her, they, them. I'm just going to ask everyone to introduce themselves. If you could introduce yourselves, including your pronouns, introduce your characters, their pronouns too, maybe something about what your class and perhaps that your character's race is. And I would like to know how your character became a super secret agent. So I'm going to kick off, I think, with Sean.
Oh.
No pressure, though.
It's becoming a habit. Okay. Hi, my name is Sean. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Roberto Giacoso. Doesn't have that accent. Who is a Harangon chronergy wizard. So very much looking forward to the mad mix of skills there. Roberto is a kind of brownish, I think, sort of tawny-coloured rabbit who wears a waistcoat and a little bowler hat. And has a familiar who is a mallard duck called Ducato. And how did Roberto become a super secret agent? Well, so being a chronergy wizard is very much kind of involved with meddling with time. And in my head, a future version of Roberto, very much higher level, came back to this kind of time period, picked up some work, went off on his merry way, and then the super secret agency found the present day Roberto and were like, "Oh, we've got another job for you." And it's I haven't done a first job, but okay. And yeah, just is enrolled and waiting for the point at which they finally realise we haven't got any paperwork.
So what you're saying is that you were late for an important date, perchance?
Couldn't say.
Who could say?
A gentleman doesn't kiss and tell. Not that there was kissing.
Who are you kissing?
No one. I wouldn't tell you.
It was his duck.
There was no Christmas party.
And there was no mistletoe.
And I wasn't late to it.
No Christmas party. And if there was, we wouldn't have done anything wrong.
And on that theme of not doing anything wrong, I'm going to move over to Niall. Niall, could you tell us about you, your character, your pronouns for both? We don't have to go into descriptions just yet. But if you could let us know what or how your character became a super secret agent, that would be fab.
Hello, it's me. I'm Niall. Apparently I do nothing wrong. I'll hold everyone to that. You're the one that tangented into. You segued into me of speaking of doing nothing wrong.
I'd just like to jump in here to say that I did not say that, and if you watch the end of Roofing of Goldenfield, you'll see that that is absolutely not the case.
Anton gets name-checked.
Oh.
Somebody a bad mouthing my boy Anton. Later, I'll deal with you later. But for now, my name's Niall. You see him. I'm playing the Guardian of the Forest, on as G for short. He also uses here. And I think the Guardian of the Forest, probably, he was doing his garden of the forest. His forest was quite small at first, but then he realized trees, are everywhere. So the forest got a lot bigger. fortunately, he thought, that nobody else really knew that until he met, people from the super secret agency. And because they told him it was a super secret, he was like adamant that he would never share that secret ever again. So every time everybody asked him a question, he would act all mysterious because he would basically not know the answer and also not feel like he wanted to give it away. And eventually worked his way up because people assumed that he had some sort of adept knowledge about the ins and outs of the super secret agency, until eventually someone came up to him, recruited him from the super secret agency, still thinking, and they asked him and they put him through the process, and because he never gave anything away, they still to this day think he was probably one of the founding members, but he's not. He's really not.
Can I ask, if there was a threat to the forest and it was too much for G to deal with, would he turn to the trees and say, "Run, forest, run"?
I see what you did there, and I'm gonna ignore it and answer your question. First of all, no problem is big enough for G, or small enough for that matter. And secondly, forests can't run; they're forests.
Oh yeah. Oh. Pretty good joke, other than that, then.
So, on that bombshell, I'm going to move on over to Chris. Chris, could you please let us know who you are, who your character is, pronouns for both, and how you became a super secret agency agent?
Yeah, I'm Chris. I use they, them pronouns, and I am playing Zanzibar Bulby, who also uses they, them pronouns. And really, this character wouldn't exist without Niall, so I need to give Niall a lot of props for the setup here. In a recent campaign, Niall threw in that a gnome somewhere has developed gun fu. I have made that gnome's child.
Put it on the wiki.
You've killed Niall.
Yeah.
Niall's dead now. Niall won't be joining us for the rest of this one shot.
It's because of Chris.
So good. So good.
Zanz is a gnome who is uses firearms, is a monk who uses firearms and is really excited about it and loves telling everyone about it at great length.
Amazing.
Yeah, and joined the super secret agency because, let's face it, Zanz is the coolest person you've ever met. Who else would be a super secret spy?
Totes.
They're not great at being secret about it, but...
Hey, who is? Dearest audience, by the way, you will find out what this super secret agency is shortly. But before then, let's move on over to Lola.
Wait, they can't find out. It's a super secret.
Tell anyone, Niles.
Sorry, no, it's fine. I'll tell them in character because I don't care.
But Lola, if you could tell us who you are, who your character is, and why your character joined the super secret agency. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm a super secret.
Adapted, guys, all of it.
At least somebody's playing properly.
Method.
Yes, I am Lola, and my pronouns are they, she. And I will be playing Endaya, or Endy for short, whose pronouns are she, her. And I think that she joined the super secret agency because it came to her in a dream, which is usually how she communicates with her patron. So,
oh, nice. Dreams it is.
Warlocks.
Yes, warlocks and all their pesky dreams and their etherealness. We love it. Thank you, Lola. We will move on over to M. Could you tell us what your name is, M? That'd be great. But if you could also let us know about your character, their pronouns, and how they joined the super secret agency.
Sure. Hi, I'm Emma. His pronouns M, and I'm playing Big J. His real name is Jodak, but he's called Big J for reasons that will become apparent, given that he's 3 feet tall.
Massive.
So big.
Ego.
So big. I'm not sure he knows that he's in the super secret agency.
Nice.
He's not very smart.
Hang on.
Or very charismatic. And I think maybe he just stood in the right place and someone assumed he was on a mission. And since then, he's just continued following that person around, possibly G. And G has not turned around and been like, you shouldn't be here because G wouldn't do that. So Big J's been like, well, I'm here now.
Because G's just as clueless.
As you can tell, this is a group of highly trained experts.
Hang on. Intelligence off. What's everyone's intelligence score? Mine's 8.
Nice.
I'm slightly more intelligent than Zan's. I have a 9.
+4.
Jesus.
I should hope so, as a wizard.
8.
So I went for an 8, and I was lucky that as my character's racial background gives me a +2, so I have a 10. I have average intelligence.
Yay.
Go on, G.
12. It's 12. It's a 12.
Well, we are certainly going to have some spectacular investigation checks, but on that, just so you know, this stream will run for approximately 3 hours. There will be a 5 to 10 to 15 minutes break somewhere in the middle. This is all improvised, so we'll see what happens when it does. Sponsors. We are delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. With Hero Forge, you can easily make custom minis, like the one that Chris is showing on their screen. I thought Sean was miming some minis then. That was fun.
Sure, there aren't minis for these ones. We don't have minis for these ones.
I'm trying to point at you, but I don't know whether you're there.
I thought you were miming having little minis. I was like,
Maybe
Sean, there are no minis.
I know that a lot of us have made minis for our characters, but they're not on screen right now. So
really confused about that in Ancient Antics.
Minis are here, and here.
Apart from today when they're not, but it's fine. But with Hero Forge, you can easily make custom minis in your web browser. They come with every sort of accessory, every sort of creature type, and costume is available to choose from, and they always expand their list. There's always something new pretty much every time we look, and we look quite often at Hero Forge.
Machete knuckle dusters. They're the best new thing they've added recently.
Wolf
Machete
pauldrons.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's December.
Keytars.
They do daily drops in December, so those are great stuff.
I haven't seen today's yet, actually. Does anyone know what it is?
Well, those of
Yes,
you in
Sean,
chat,
but we're recording
and
in
those of you
advance.
watching, go and have a look at heroforge.com, and you will be able to see if they have got anything new on there, which they will do. We are also delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They do loads of stuff from character folios to dice bags. They make all sorts of sports and gaming collectibles, as well as other gaming accessories, such as Em has one on Em's screen. Chris has one on. What's that one, Chris?
That's a goblin.
Oh, I love it. Look at his little face.
Hello.
Hello. I have a gazer. This is what we do. This is what we do when we're not streaming, by the way. We just go on Zoom and we just talk through these.
Will you have any cupcakes?
Yes.
I am grumpy.
If you are in Twitch chat today, just say something preferably nice. We like nice things when they're said, and you will be entered into a random draw to win a gift voucher. Ask those mods for more info. We like those mods. You can find out about all of Ultra Pro's stuff at ultrapro.com. We are also sponsored by Elderwood Academy, who are the premium purveyors of bespoke gaming themed gear. They make dice boxes, deck box rolling trays disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes. This is mine. You can see Chris's, you can see M's. I will open mine up.
No, where's yours?
Gone.
They also have stealth mode, which means that Niall can never find them.
Lost the annals of time.
It's probably up my annals somewhere. I don't know. My head's up there too. I'll find it all together at some point.
If you two are looking for Niall's annal and are lacking that, instead you could go to elderwoodacademy.com, enter the code roll-together, and get 10% off your Elderwood purchase instead.
Can't promise you'll
I'm
find
really glad
Niall's
you put
annal
that at the end there. Elderwood now pimping out Niall.
I don't see any money for this.
You can get 10% off Niall's annal. No, supporters. We are supported by D&D Beyond, who are awesome. We use D&D Beyond every time we play, and you can see everyone's character sheet on the overlay on the left-hand side of the screen. D&D Beyond describes your spells and does your dice rolls for you. They tell you what your conditions are, and they help you do death saving throws should they come about. Which hopefully they won't, says Emma.
For reasons.
through.
You made that choice, Em. You made that choice.
Can I have this thing? Sure. Yes, you can. Absolutely. We are also supported by Level Up Dice. There is a link in chat for our Table Shakers range. If anyone has a Table Shaker to hand, please thank you.
I was trying to find my Table Shakers, but I can't find them, which is really surprising given how big they are, which just tells you how untidy my desk is, really.
Not lost to your annals of time, surely.
Nope, just on Emma's desk, along
Shaking
with
your
everything
annals.
in all existence.
Everything I've ever owned.
We are also supported by 2 lovely D&D video games. We've got Sean. This is exciting.
I wasn't quite ready.
We have Idle Champions and Warriors of Waterdeep. There we go. We
Original
like
Champions
it
as well.
both. Yes, both are very cool. I have both installed, but I'm not showing you mine because we have the lovely Chris and we have the lovely Sean. Idle Champions is also available on PC as well as an app on your phone. So if you are a PC gamer, you can download that. You will see some codes at the bottom of the screen that begin with exclamation marks. You can type these into Twitch chat for download links or ask those mods for more help. For Idle Champions, there is a code you can directly enter into the game below, or type code, exclamation point at the beginning, into Twitch chat for an Electrum chest. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yes. Whereas for Warriors of Waterdeep, type WoW gems into Twitch chat for a link for free gems. I try to get more excited every time I say WoW gems, just so we're all aware.
The hunt for gems is real.
WoW gems. We are Roll Together RPG on all socials. There will be links in chat. Do like, follow, and subscribe. Thank you to our D&D Patreon. Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. I know words, I can read.
Yeah, we get paid by the D&D Patreon, that is correct.
You heard it from Chris. You can find a link in chat. Help us make our shows from just £1 or $1 and unlock more tiers by joining. Our shows are also available as podcasts. Just search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcasting app. And finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen, and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we are open to being corrected, so please do let us know if you think one has been missed. And now, let us go to the intro for this festively snazzy episode of Have Yourself a Merry Little Krampus.
Have yourself a merry little Krampus.
So, hello and welcome back. So, we will begin upon a midnight clear. A group of 5 individuals aboard a rowboat named the Star-Topped Nigella are rowing into a small dock at the bottom of a cliff. You are all...
I'm ready.
Yes. We'll get to who's rowing and who's ruddering in just a moment, but you are all 30 foot or so away. And at the top of the cliff, you see beneath the midnight sky, drenched in moonlight, the tops of green slated roofs. Some chimneys are smoking, some enchanted fairy lights are twinkling in the distance. Who are you? What do you look like? And what does your boat stance and or boat face look like? We are going to need 4 rowers and 1 rudderer, so please tell us that as we go on. I'm going to start with Niall.
I feel like for pure comical purposes, the Guardian of the Forest is at the rudder.
Nice.
the boat's like.
Sat, and even whilst being sat down, you can still tell that their size is very, very large. As a Warforged, he's built different. But he's got like his little legs tucked in with like his arm like bent over awkwardly, steering this little boat. But G's a tall, wonderful lad. He's got golden eyes, a steel face that I guess even though it's made out of metal and it has like very like sort of almost skeletal features, it has like a long like smile rather than teeth or anything like that. It's just like a black indent where shadow goes in. Well, a lack of light goes in, should I say. That creates a shadowy smile across his face. He wears leather armor that's integrated into his body and lots of greens and browns. And then around his neck is a wonderful scarf of roses, and they vine and twist around the rest of his body. Did I say he had golden eyes?
Yep.
He has golden eyes.
Say it again.
He has golden eyes.
We found a secret.
And yeah, he looks out, trying to steer or navigate this boat for everyone's safety.
Beautiful. Thank you for letting us know your boat stance and boat face. You let us know both of those, and I appreciated it. Cool. So we know who is ruddering this boat, which means that the rest of you little cool kids are rowing. I'm going to move on over to Sean. Could you tell us just a little bit more about Roberto and how he is doing rowing?
I mean, yeah, I obviously I've described a little more. That was just the future self coming back and being a bit early. But no one in this party, I think it's safe to say, is above 4 feet. Certainly the height that I've put for Roberto includes his sticky up ears. So very, very short party. And
Other
also
G.
Apart from G, who's obviously
7'10".
Yes.
Yeah, double
Real
level.
life G.
G gets everything off shelves for us.
No one else, I meant to say, but
I can reach
yeah, with a strength of -2 on my mod, I feel like our resident. I think ND is probably in a similar situation. There's probably 2 of us who are just relying on another member of our party who might be potentially strong enough to make up for the lack.
I think Sans is strong. None of you can fucking row.
We're all on one oar and you're on the other.
I'm not on an oar.
But yeah, so Roberto is just this kind of creamy beigey coloured rabbit folk, effectively. Also, I did forget to mention, has a handlebar mustache and a little beard, a little chin beard. Yeah, is very obsessed with time and probably a little bit obnoxious as well. I don't know, we'll find out.
Marvellous. Well, thank you, Sean.
Oh, boat face, probably not enjoying himself.
What does that look like with your face, please, Sean? There we go.
Wow.
That's what it looks like. I can imagine you with rabbit ears, and I will say no more. Thank you, Sean. We will move on over to Lola. Lola, please do tell us what your character is doing and what their boat stance and face looks like. What you look like, also.
Andy, generally pretty cheerful. And though this particular task, not quite the best, but she's kind of pushing through, or at least attempting to. It's not quite getting that far through the water, but what can I say? Anyway, Andy is this tiny little gnome who is like very plump and has like brightly mint colored hair in twists with like teal and like other color fascias through of twists through her hair. And yeah, she's just very cheerful. She wears like clothes in mostly dark green, but she has that kind of sherbet green like sash and like some sugary pinks and peaches.
Nice. I'm getting such a good image of everybody in this boat at the moment. Sorry, were you about to say something?
No.
Oh. Cool. Well, thank you, Lola. We'll move on over to Chris. Do tell us who you are, what they look like, and how it's going with the rowing situation.
I don't think Zanz is rowing.
Oh, no. Okay.
I think I'm somewhat lounging. Zanz has spiky anime hair, very, very tightly shaped little goatee. Eyeliner on one eye is green, on one eye is blue, and it swirls out to the side. Everything is satin or sateen. It's all very uppity. And unless anyone has told them not to, they'd be throwing coins and shooting them. Has someone told them not to?
Got a gun? Of course not.
Are we trying to be quiet?
This is what I'm asking. Has someone said we should probably be quiet?
We know
it's
if
not
we're
really.
trying to be quiet.
I don't know. From what you told me of how you became super secret
roll to
agents,
indicate
no,
whether
you've
we
got
know
no
we're trying to
idea.
be quiet.
I don't think you would know
I
to
look
be
to the
quiet.
person who I assume is in charge, which is the tall person.
The tall one continues to look out into the distance, and it just internally their monologue is, I don't know where we're going.
In which case, what you get is I will take a copper out of my bag and just do a sort of fling up in the air, and then the gun will flick out and try and shoot it out of the air, and then if it goes, just go, and then do it again.
Want to roll to hit Zanz, just to see if that actually hits?
Hang on, I literally can't see without my glasses. They are also wearing sunglasses, even though it's nighttime.
Yes.
Right, I'll use my pistol.
Is that a disadvantage?
Yeah, it's a disadvantage. It's entirely up to you.
No, it's fine. Yeah. It's a festive time of year. We're good.
That's a dangerous precedent to set.
That's an 11 on the first shot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you just nick the edge of it. It kind of ricochets a little bit. I'm going to need G to just roll a dex save for me, just to see if we get a little dint in the old noggin.
Sweet. Where's my saves? There we are. Let's give it that. Oh, that's a natural one.
Oh, gosh. What's the damage on this pistol? It's got a little sidetrack, but I like it. What's the damage on this pistol?
It's a D10 plus 4. It's rolled a 9.
That's going to go your direction, G, I'm afraid. 9 points of damage going your way.
Perfect.
Yes, good way to start. I like it. And the second to hit, please, Sans, if you're doing the second one. There's this dink, and the rest of you watch as G the boat kind of sways a little bit as it begins to swerve just slightly off course, but it's fine.
That's 11 again.
Oh, okay. It's fine. That one, perhaps the moonlight has you've trapped it just to where the moon should be. It boom. It's not a straight shot. It does kind of deflect it slightly to the side. It plops into the water. Perhaps not exactly the sort of style that you're after, but you've got a gun. No one's going to argue with you.
The reaction that I've got more than one gun. The reaction then basically is, oh, and then I'll do it again.
Have you considered maybe not putting a hole in the boat?
And just before we jump onto that, could you just tell us what you look like?
So Big J is about 3 foot tall. He is a halfling. He has fun buns. One half is blue, one half is white, greyish. He has a little goatee. He's wearing an outfit which is basically shirtless with a little leather strappy thing with teal leather. And has lots of tattoos of giant runes in the giant language, not big runes. It was hard to describe that.
I get it.
He has an extremely large greatsword on his back, which actually looks like it would be unwieldy, as in he could not actually wield it because he can't in current form. And he is quite happily rowing probably on both sides of the boat, because
I would say you are.
It's the only way that we're going to get where we're supposed to be going.
Let's go for 2 strength checks then, just to see how fast we'll go. We'll be in motion, sure, but let's see how fast Big J can get us go. Yes, please.
The first one's a 20.
Be helping.
Non-natural.
Gently.
The second one
You can roll the second with advantage, as Andy is helping.
That was helpful. The second one's a 16.
Oh, yes. Making swift progress considering there's really only one powerful rower here, and it is Big J.
Yeah, but Big J is super powerful, so we're fine.
Totes. So yes, there is still a little bit more to go, a couple more feet. Is there anything during this time that you would like to do in the boat?
I'm about to fling the second coin.
Oh, God.
Don't sink the boat.
I'm not going to sink the boat.
Well,
I'm not trying to sink the boat.
You just whacked G on the head.
Did I? Cameron, look at G. Did I? Did I hit you?
Yes.
Oh. Any sort of massive dent or hole or anything?
Oh yeah, that natural one. It's a nice golf ball sized dent just in the sort of top right hand temple.
Oh, I'm going to climb up and look at it in great detail. All right.
Did we come here for a reason?
Yeah, boss, in your face. Did we come here for a reason?
Why did we come here?
I'm glad you asked. I was just about to tell you, but continue.
Thank you.
You're steering us here, and you have no idea where we're going.
Sorry, that was Niall. Niall would like to know what G knows.
It's hard to read, G. He's got no face.
Yeah,
So-
what does G know?
So yeah, you've all been told to arrive at this specific port
Oh,
at
okay.
this specific time by the agency. You've been informed that upon the shore there will be a wintertide tree and a single present will sit beneath it. But that is all you've been told.
Yeah, that's too complicated for me.
We had to find a sort of round thing underneath a pointy thing. That's right, isn't it, G?
We have to find the present for the forest, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
I'm going to say, could we get Andy and Roberto to roll a perception check for me?
Okay.
I hope you've got some perception points. Ooh.
That is a shame because my perception is rather high.
18.
18.
9.
Andy, that moon looks gorgeous. But for you, Roberto, sure enough, you are able to see on the shoreline, which you are gradually and quite quickly, thanks to Big J getting closer towards, there's a lonely pine standing on the sand, covered in small fairy lights, and its trunk is sort of embedded in the compacted and quite cold sand. You notice, all of you, it is quite cold. There is snow all around you. Sure enough, yes, you do see this tree at the shore.
I think that's it over there. Do you see, just between the sky and the shore? That's the thing right there.
I'm
Sat.
sorry, Roberta, I can't see it. My back's facing that way. I can see G.
Sat on G's shoulder, I'll pull a musket with a telephoto lens off the back, and then just sort of target the tree so I can see it.
Don't shoot anything.
I'm just looking. Trigger finger twitches. I'm just looking.
Ooh,
Sans, you're able also to see the tree.
The moon is very pretty today.
I
Tonight.
point the scope up at the moon and go, shit.
Slightly blinded, but not in the conditioned D&D way. But yeah, the boat gradually gets to shore. Big J, how enthusiastically are you rowing, knowing that you don't really know where the shore is because you're looking the other way? Are you just rowing, or are you...
Nobody's told me to stop, and at some point the boat will hit the shore,
That's
and then I'll
fast.
stop rowing.
Keep going.
You're also facing the wrong way.
I mean, you're assuming that I know how to row. I was facing the same way as the steering. I'm just being like, this isn't doing much.
So as this boat skids its way across the pebbles, I need you all to roll a dexterity saving throw because we are going at speed.
I was gonna ask, is it all right if at a certain point, as we were gonna get closer to the shoreline, G would have just gotten up and stepped out of the boat into the water?
That probably didn't help. You changed the weight distribution massively. We went even faster.
Thanks. So the rest of you, let's have a dex save with disadvantage. Go on, Chris.
I'm canonically on G's shoulder where I plan to stay.
You're fine.
I have to ask, you know what, I've forgotten.
Oh, okay. If you remember, let me know. It's fine.
Oh, sorry, yes. No. Is this boat built for the little ones, like the rest of us, or is it built with G in mind?
The Startop Nigella is a boat sized appropriately for 4 of you, and I will put it that way. It was a tight journey, G. It was a tight journey.
I got a 9.
I did not mind.
Working out how to do disadvantage on my thing.
If you right-click, you can click the next window has disadvantage or advantage on it.
Learn new things every day.
So I had already rolled a dex save, and then you said disadvantage. My first one was 19. My second one was a 7.
Oh.
7?
My first one was also pretty good.
Oh, phew.
And then?
It looks like a natural 1, but it's not. It's a 7. So it's a 9.
As a Harangon, I do also have lucky footwork. So when I fail a dex saving throw, I can use my reaction to roll a d4 and add it to the save.
Cool.
I realise it's only a 7, and that I've only rolled a 3, but I have a 10.
Okay, cool. Well, 10 was what you needed to not be prone. If you got lower than 10, you kind of spill out the boat. The boat kind of, one side goes up where G was, it flips over, and the rest of you sort of like skid across the sand. Those of you who got below a 10, you are currently prone, but we're not in combat, but that's where you currently are.
I'm under the boat.
Gee!
I'm going to tap out a fag and spark it while sat on G's shoulder and go, it looks like it hurt.
G's going to just turn to you on the shoulder and go,
It's certainly uncomfortable.
we are on a secret mission. Shh.
Can
All
I,
right.
And then go over to the present.
can I stand up and pick up Andy as well?
Of course you can. I assume, Andy, you're happy
Thanks,
for that
Big
to happen.
Joe.
Yeah. Please don't contest that. You won't win with Big
I lie,
J.
I lie, I remain lying.
G, so you make your way with Zans on your shoulders to the pine tree, and beneath it you see a small chest. Now this chest is wrapped in brown paper, though someone has tied a bright red velvet bow around it. What would you like to do?
As G approaches the present, can Roberto just kind of run up alongside him and then just take his hand and just walk along like that?
One thing I
Nice.
love about our campaigns is that with more than one, people just hold hands, and I think it's adorable.
I think Jill druidcraft the roses onto Roberto's arm, so you have like a nice little bed of roses, and then Zans, you've got like a nice little belt of roses to just to help steady you on the shoulder.
I see no issues with G opening this chest and being the one to receive the instructions, despite what happened the last time we played this. So I will not hurry to the chest, Niall.
G like leans down, still holding one hand with Roberto, like heavily balancing himself so Zans doesn't fall off. I'm gonna very delicately with one hand just undo the ribbon, and then he's gonna like look round for like the crease or the fold in the paper, and like very nicely without ripping the paper, try to open the present up.
I'm rolling to see how patient I am with this. Oh yeah, not at all. I'm just gonna run down your arm and just start ripping all the paper off.
G's like face doesn't change because he has no features, but his hand stays out in the exact same position where he was. And as the paper gets unwrapped, he slowly puts it on the chest and opens it.
I would say Zans is perhaps the first within the chest. Now, Zans, you're quite small, and the chest is probably shaped for G, but you'd be able to scrabble up in there, sort of little Link style from the old N64 game.
Exactly.
You
Good
reach
visual
in.
reference.
Yeah, you kind of, those little leggies go kicking.
Exactly.
Your hands reach in, and your fingers brush a soft, woolly bundle. As you grasp a rolled up piece of parchment sealed with the logo of the super secret agency, it's got a red bow tied around it. Do you read?
No,
Are
I
you
give it to
able to read?
I'll give it to you.
Got you.
there anything else?
Within, yes, there is a bundle within the box. But would you like me to tell you what the note says, or would you like
pick
to
up the bundle?
Okay, within the bundle, it's got like a sort of soft, light paper on top of it, and you rip that out. You get rid of that. We don't want paper. Not in a present. You find 5 jumpers. 4 of them are quite small or quite normal sized for you lot, and the others quite large. They are agency standard jumpers of festivity. Now, these are knitted. There's a logo knitted into them, the logo of the super secret agency, which is the letters SSA. But due to a slight knitting kerning issue, it looks like the word ass on repeat over and over and over again, not helped by the little snowflake emblem that's also on repeat after the word ass.
It's a way of saying secret, so people don't realize. Because otherwise
like
it'd just be
ass. We're gonna wear jumpers that say ass. You're an ass.
I'm not wearing this.
It's kind of required, isn't it?
It probably says in the scroll, G.
Oh, G's been reading it the whole time. Unraveling it this whole time. Very carefully.
The rest of you wait for about 10 minutes as G slowly unravels.
There's nothing else,
ribbon.
just jumpers.
Just jumpers.
Sans looks a bit huffy and just.
What colour are they? Are they different?
They can be any colour you like.
Yes, but are they satin?
Can
Do they
I-
suit my outfit? Otherwise, I'm
Can
not.
I have a pale,
Double.
an icy blue one?
You can, yes.
Matches my colour scheme, thank you.
Whoa, the whole point of a Christmas jumper is to be as garish and off-putting as possible. I should be completely
tailored.
wrong colours.
I put on my icy blue jumper and I give G his garish mustard yellow and green jumper.
Yeah, there's a nice bit of orange mixed in with that mustard as well.
I'll wrap one round my neck like a sort of cape.
I think there's
Nice.
probably one that's actually like looks like it's definitely Fendi, and it's actually like lots of bright splashes of colour. And she's like, "Oh, I mean, I don't love the word, but it's fine."
They all fit really nicely.
Robota's clearly just getting whichever one's left over, whether it suits the colour scheme or not.
You'd have a choice of 2, Sean, because I'm putting something around my neck and I couldn't care less what it is.
I kind of go for the only one which had red in it, even though it also had like that kind of weird, lurid green as well.
Yeah, you all look fabulous.
If it is genuinely going to take 10 minutes for the letter to be opened, I will also cast Detect Magic. It's just what I do if I'm bored. Is that all right?
Cool.
Just ritually.
All right, so as Detect Magic is cast, you realise that these jumpers are magical. Although they are imbued with the ability to make you warm, but also quite itchy. That is their only purpose. But they're magic items. And you can wear them over your armour just from a game perspective. You've still got your armour on, don't worry about that.
I wear mine as a cape.
Armour.
Yeah. And yes, you can wear yours as a cape.
Perfect.
The scroll, Niall, /G, reads, Agents. Firstly, may I wish you all a very merry Winterfest. Secondly, I regret to inform you that I do not come with glad tidings of joy. Instead, I come with news of reports of a corruption spreading within the frosty forest. Yes, agents. Indeed, 'tis the season for merriment and peace upon the material plane. But unfortunately, something vile and evil is trying to put a stop to this joyful winter tide. Intelligence tells us that this corruption began near Santa's grotto at the Frosty Forest and is spreading throughout the nearby town. No one has seen Santa. This must stay between us, agents, but he is currently considered missing. In addition, there have been grave sightings of malice in both the town and the forest. These include, but are not limited to, awakened poinsettia attempting to strangle those who come close. The penguins have been scared off by some feral abyssal versions, which have even begun attacking citizens. Even the protector of the forest of the sugar plum goblin, has fallen to this evil. She was last seen dashing through the snow, with reckless abandon, gorging herself upon her own sugar dust. So, agents, these are dark days. But though this may be a bleak midwinter, and amid the winter snow we may lose all hope, we have put our faith in you, you fabulous bastards. Your mission. Number 1. Find the mayor of the town of Boone, Mr. Nutmas. He will be able to direct you to the site from whence this evil came. We're told he lives with his grandma and that her eggnog is on point, agent, so jump on that while you can. And number 2, reach Santa's grotto. Discover what is causing this pestilence to spread and, well, put a stop to it. If you locate Santa, save him, agents. We will, of course, compensate you for this mission once it's completed, and before you depart, we wanted to give you each a gift, which we'd be deeply saddened by if you didn't at least try on, if not wear, especially since they were all knitted by hand. Best of luck out there, agents. This message will self-destruct. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that.
It's too late, Scott.
How cute.
There's just a faint out of the water.
Yeah. The ink begins to spread.
What
The message is no more.
What are we doing here, Big? No, you're not Big J. I'm Big J. You're G. You could have planned this better.
What? So what was in the letter?
Oh, did you not read it?
No.
he looks down to the water. Looks back at you guys. He's like, we have to save the forest.
I don't want to say that you always say that, G, but that's literally the first thing you say every morning. You say it with your breakfast. You like someone hands you breakfast. Well, usually you hand them breakfast actually, and you go, "We must save the forest." And are you sure that's what the letter said?
One of the guardians of the forest has fallen. We must help save the forest.
Oh, which one?
Uma? Was it Uma? What
Forest
was
of
the name? The forest of
Oh.
Did they give us a place to go? Or a thing to do first?
If you want to roll a history check for me, G, you may, if you wish to.
I feel like Niall should have been writing this shit down.
We can go ahead and say that you do recall some of it. Do you have to go find the mayor?
I mean, I rolled pretty well. I rolled 13.
Okay, yeah, most of it. There's a lot of
Maybe
big
not
words
names.
in there. Yeah. You have to go find the mayor of the town. They will be able to tell you where to go. There's a grandma. His grandma's there. She's got good eggnog.
A rival cook is how
maybe.
she remembers that.
I'm just going, zoom, gloom, just riffing on the word
Nice.
Doom. Huh?
Doom. That's a good one.
Doom.
Ah.
Okay. So we have to find a person in
We have to find the mayor.
Oh, okay. We have to find the mayor in Are we anywhere near
Andy, as you look to your right, you are able. No.
Sign it says, 4 miles.
You can see a set of five steps leading up through the cliff behind the tree. You see that someone has shoveled the snow to either side to make traversing easier. Everyone but Guardian. The steps that you can see have been salted, but beyond your field of vision, because she's so short, you can't see what's at the top. However, Guardian, you're taller than 3 foot. You would be able to make out the beginnings of a town and the top of a signpost that says, "Welcome." But you don't know where to yet.
Does it say welcome? Please say this as well.
Oh, it does now.
Welcome to
Well, shall we climb the stairs?
Your first big mission, agents. Oh, God.
If it's just go up the stairs, be like, all right, it's going to walk over and start going up the stairs.
Yep.
The icy stairs, roll a dex check.
Someone has salted, you do realise as you're going up.
I'm a monk, I'll be
You're
fine.
So, because G didn't remember half of it, we don't know anything about the poinsettias and the feral abyssal penguins.
You know that there's some stuff in the around that's been causing problems, but you're not specific. You haven't got the specifics.
This is beautiful. Okay. It's just like last time. This time I create someone who's just throwing things away. Last time I create someone who didn't speak.
Just to be clear, this isn't a one-shot that was not streamed.
Yes. But it wasn't the same one-shot either. It was a different one-shot. But just you were agents again. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Clearly this time this was like the letter won't self-destruct in case Niall just like reads it and doesn't see like any of the information. Niall you just chucked it away.
In other words, no one learned their lesson with it.
Maybe like, is it rescuable? Does anyone have mending? Oh wait, does that even work on words?
I've produced flame.
Could make it worse.
I can use my one spell, which is gun on it.
Gonna go up the stairs.
I'm going to say these stairs aren't a problem for you guys unless you want it to be. That's your choice.
No.
Ascend the stairs.
Yes, you ascend the stairs. I'm going to say maybe with a bit of help from G, but you get to the top. Zans will be first to see the sign that reads "Welcome to the town of And indeed, you find yourselves stood in front of a very small settlement. Each of the buildings are sort of dotted around a fairly large frozen central lake, and this lake is about 100 foot in diameter. It's bordered by what looks to be a large pine forest, but beyond the forest, straight ahead of you in the distance, you see a mountain range. The town is silent.
I found him!
Doom. Well, find the mayor then.
Hello?
There's no one kind of walking around. It's just empty looking.
Make either investigation or perception, Andy, whichever you prefer.
I think that I am going to go with... investigation.
I'm going to go with, oh dear.
Yes, we like oh dear. Roll for oh dear. 10. Okay, well, yeah. You can see. You notice that a lot of the houses are actually boarded up. In fact, there's only one building that seems unboarded, and that's the one with the smoking chimney. It's on the other side of the lake, 100 foot away from where you currently are. It looks like a pleasant wooden lodge, and you do see the flicker of a fireplace behind its windows. There's a hand-painted sign above it which reads, Town Hall of
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't look like there's anyone else here, apart from in that building. So,
hang on, I've got an easy way of checking.
No, don't shoot stuff.
I swing out a pistol and just shoot at a nearby tree.
Well, okay.
Hey, stop that! And he slaps the gun.
Oi! What I told you? Don't touch the guns.
Don't.
Did you just get told off by the ribbit?
All right, I'll shoot the floor. Just to hear noise. There's a loud noise. It's a big bang.
Think maybe
the noise is amazing because there's nothing going on around.
Also,
and
these
it just
guns, just to be clear,
echoes.
I'm 3 foot tall. These are like musket-style pistols that are way too big. And,
like Borderlands style.
Yeah, and they have sort of like weird boxy things around the back of them as a reloading method because otherwise I can't do any of my monk shit. And I've also got feet that allows me to do it anyway, but still. So yeah, these guns are huge.
Look, I don't know much, Sans, but I do know that if you make loud noises in quiet places, all the bad people come and beat you up.
Well, they try. I'm just seeing if anyone's
Hardest
here.
backstory ever, by the way, Em. Sorry.
Did anyone come at the sound of the loud gunshot?
Oh. No.
No one here.
Well, why
I'm
don't
going
we
to go
just...
to the town hall.
I'm going to walk with Andy away from Crazy.
Oh, I love the synergy already, everyone. So, is anyone else going with Andy and Big J?
Yeah, yeah. G's gonna like hands on hips, like shake their head as hands, and then then follow.
Roboto falls
Smiling.
into step and takes hand as well.
I just carefully sight down at G, just I could do it. I could do it now. And then put it back away and follow.
Cool, alright. Are you going over the lake or are you going around the lake?
Oh. Around?
If everyone's going around, I'll just follow everyone else.
Alright, okay. Cool, so you make your way around the lake. What is everyone's passive perception?
17.
Blah, blah, blah. One by one. Niall.
17.
Ooh.
14.
Sean?
14.
11.
14, and 11. Okay, G. As you're walking behind everyone else, holding Roberto's hand, you can see that this lake is frozen over. But you also see at the center of this lake a prone figure, dusted lightly by the falling snow. You see a large flask and a large mug next to them. As you notice that, all of you, the peaceful silence, after it was broken by gunshots, is now broken by another loud noise. This loud noise is coming from the town hall. A large crash echoes throughout this space as the town hall door slams open. Running out of this town hall is a humanoid, a satyr in his 40s or so, a faun perhaps, wearing very little apart from a red scarf about his neck. In his arms, you see 3 tiny squirming beavers. And following him, lurching through the door, is a huge ooze-like cube. Now, this cube is sporadically pulsating with lights of different colours. Within this cube, you can see a vast array of festive items. Threadbare tinsel, broken baubles, horribly scented bath bombs that no one wants, partially fizzed and encapsulated in the cube, polyester novelty socks with inappropriate slogans, and tangled festive fairy lights, some of which are sparking on and off, which is causing all this light to refract around the space. Yes, indeed, agents, you are facing a cube of festive tat. Shifting your focus back to the barely dressed faun, you see he runs to a lamppost 40 foot to the left of the town hall. He cowers behind it with the wriggling beaverkin in his arms, and he starts pointing to the prone figure in the center of the lake. Now you are about sort of halfway there. You've walked about 50 foot at this point. You've got 50 foot between you and the town hall, 50 foot between you and the central prone figure to your right-hand side. What are you all doing in this moment?
Ooh. What does the prone figure look like?
Yeah.
Okay, hard to tell because of the dusting of snow, but from immediate glances, you would see sparkly shoes first off. That would be the first thing you see. Flats, not heels, sparkly shoes of silver, stockings, beige, and what looks to be kind of a heavy woolen long skirt.
I'm going to go and save Porno Mr. Tumnus.
Mr. Nutmas.
Is it James McAvoy, just to be clear? Because if it is, that's where I'm going to.
You can go there all you like.
No, I'm running into combat with the cube of thing because that's my job.
Okay.
It's mage armor.
Pull the guns out and just woohoo, and then go running straight towards the cube like it's go time.
I would like to cast mage armor before any shit goes down.
Nice. What makes you say that, Sean?
Because there's shit going down.
Okay.
And he's a little bit indecisive and it's like, looking left and right. Maybe like gently, carefully patters over to the person on the thing, knowing that like they're not, it's 50 feet each way, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so if something needs doing, they won't be out of range.
Got you. So you've got about 10 foot now between you and the figure. You're able to sort of make that way. You've got 10 foot to your right until you reach them. And G, what are you doing?
So there's a figure on the lake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
And
iced over.
Yeah.
That's probably Grandma Nutmess.
And did you say that the figure was on the lake iced over or under the lake iced over?
On the lake, not under
Does
the
it
lake. I'm not that cruel. You see little shoes bobbing on
I
the
didn't know
water.
if it was like more magical than it was like,
No,
just
she's
laid.
She's lying in the center.
And she seems unresponsive to all of this.
Correct. She's not moving.
Okay.
Go on the ice. Go on the ice. Go on.
Start running for the grandma that seems to be unconscious.
I was going to tie a rope to her and bring it back to you.
And as I do so, I will transform into a different animal.
Okay. What animal are you transforming into, and how does it look as you transform?
Have we all seen Beast Wars? Transformers Beast Wars.
That little known show.
Transformers, they turn into. I've lost on my animal list. Sorry, give me a sec. I had a prepared animal list just for this, and it's gone.
A Nick's born lynx, no?
Oh yeah, all of the horribly janky ones. What's a crag cat? No magic affects you. Ha ha! Still a beast, technically.
I think the best thing is something that'll still be able to be fairly light, but also basically I'm thinking like an ice spider.
Okay. If that's available to you with your CR, then go for it.
Yeah, because I'm a moon druid, because it's the only one worth being.
Oh, go to hell.
Go to the moon.
Right there with you.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, G starts
who's played druids on stream before is what I'm saying.
G starts sprinting, and as he does so, his body starts rotating in ways that shouldn't, and his arms start splitting and turning, and it's as he turns into a spider, a big mechanical spider. He's still a warforged.
Nice.
He's now a mechanical warforged spider as he
Beautiful.
skulls across.
Are we taking a whole turn before combat starts? Just to check.
Yeah, this is just me wanting to know where you want to be positioned when combat starts. So I currently have Big J and also Zan's right in front of this cube.
Because if we do, can I also grow giant, please?
Sure, of course you can.
In which case,
You may take an action as part of your movement. Yeah, we'll give this little turn before we start.
I've got no prep.
In which case, as I'm running, over the course of the running, go from being 3 foot to being 7 foot. But none of the proportioning changes, so it's just a really funky looking halfling that's now 7 foot tall.
Oh wow! A tiny little noggin.
Well, no, because the heads on small things are actually really big, so the head
true.
is fucking
The normal
enormous.
size,
Don't overbalance it, just break your own neck with the weight of your own head.
There's a lot of muscles going on.
Amazing. Beautiful. Yeah, so Zans, you are joined by Big J, literally Big J. Thunder's up next to you.
I'm expecting it. Me and Jay have done this before. It's just like old times.
Andy, you are joined by an ice spider that you would be aware of them happening. And Roberto, I still have you at the sort of the original position. You didn't state that you were going to move anywhere. Are you just staying where you are?
Yep.
Cool. So still 50 foot between you and the cube, 50 foot between you and the central figure. Nice. Those of you near the lake, you also see two black, white, and yellow and red forms swooping underneath the ice towards the central figure. They begin to sort of, you hear the noise of pecking underneath the ice, but nothing's happening with those yet. But if I could ask everyone who is wanting to fight to roll me some initiative, that would be grand.
I will roll it anyway.
Nat 20!
Nice. What's that total of? 24 for Zans.
24 as well, but that wasn't a natch 20.
Okay, I will put you after unless your dex is higher.
+2.
I'm a +4.
Nat 20 plus 2, 22.
Wait, who's got the highest from out of Andy and Roberto of dex?
Mine was +2.
Plus two.
Also +2, but mine was 24. Yours was 22.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool. So Roberto, and then
Where's my initiative only a +4? Should I have proficiency on top of that?
Not for initiative.
No, it looked low. It looked low. That's all.
I got a 15.
15 for Big J. Cool.
Unless you're specifically a class or a subclass that lets you add something, which Sean clearly is.
Yes.
+9.
Those wizards, they're ridiculous.
Those
cool,
alert wizards.
G, what did you get?
10.
10. Oh, 10. G, cool. All right. First up, I have Zans. Sans, you have just moseyed on up to this cube which is glowing. It is considered large for those of you who need to know. It's considered large. What would you like to do? You're 5 foot away from it.
I will run up, and as part of everything that I do, I'm going to do a sort of, as I go up, I'll start a cartwheel. The first hand goes down and the gun over the side shoots, and then one of the legs will kick out, and we'll see what those two do first.
Cool. If you would like to roll acrobatics for me as well, just to see how fancy you can be when you're doing all this, feel free.
19.
19 for acrobatics. Yep, you look shit hot.
Fancy. That's
nice.
literally what I do. So, for the shot roll with the gun is a 12.
12 to hit.
Yeah.
That hits. Yes, roll your damage.
Cool. So we
and because you have a feat, don't you? Which means that if you're right next to something, the ranged.
Range doesn't matter for me with guns, because gun fu, baby!
Yes!
That is 7 points of damage on the first, and then the kick will be a sort of scything, would normally be going for, the head, but it doesn't have a head. So it's just sort of a bang flip, and the kick will go oot.
I mean, it depends whether you consider this to be the Minecraft world or not, because if this is the Minecraft world, technically the whole thing is a head.
Yeah, fair, very fair. I probably do think that. It's only a 10 to hit the foot. I missed.
10 still hits, yes.
Oh, nice.
For your damage. These things are big and gloopy, but they're not
rolling
very
that well
armory.
today, but it's all good. That's another 7 points of damage, so boom, boom. As those two impact, does it look hurt? Because I'm trying to gauge what I need to do to it.
You're doing as much damage as you would expect your attacks to do.
Mm-hmm.
It looks a bit hurt, but it's hard to say because it's not got a face. Maybe one of those broken baubles kind of just plops out of it as you kick it with your shoe.
But it's not like I haven't overwhelmed it.
Oh, retrieve
No.
one of the socks, Sans. I want one of the socks.
Can I retrieve one of the socks?
That would be an action to try and pull the socks out. But maybe
Okay.
throughout combat you might be able to knock some of the items out if you wish.
Then in which case,
the socks off.
In which case, after the flip kick shot, I will land both guns out and do a sort of cool pose as I take up patient defense.
Beautiful, nice. I won't ask for a performance check. I'm just going to assume it's cool.
It was a 19. Oh no, I'm proficient in performance.
Hey.
It's a 24.
Holy shit! Yes, you're beautiful. Need I say more? Well, thank you, Sans, for that wonderful flourish. We will move on over to Roberto. 50 foot away from the central figure, 50 foot away from the cube. What are you doing?
That's a very good question, because I don't know.
Okay.
I think I'm going to stick to the old faithful. I'm going to just cast magic. Well, actually, no. You know what? I'm gonna do a mind sliver.
Okay.
So yeah, range is 60 foot, so we're all good. I'm assuming it has some sort of mind, and I'm going to drive a mind spike through it.
Good thought. What save is it for mind spike?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Hey, that's a -5 to intelligence. Let's see what number we get. 5 in total.
Doesn't save.
No.
I know.
What's the damage?
It is only 8 damage, but it also has to subtract a d4 from its next saving throw that it makes before the end of my next turn.
Yeah.
Let's save. Cool. Please remind me if I do not remember.
No worries. And I am not going to do any other bonus actions besides just kind of stand there. So, yeah.
Marvellous. What does your mind sliver look like? I know it's quite a delicate question.
No,
Please tell me.
It's Roberto's magic is very kind of, it's like tonal shift sort of thing. So whenever he casts a spell, there's like a golden lined image of a antique clock face, much like certain weird professors, one might say. Because kind of does a twist and reverses time to a point at which the ooze had some sort of really nasty migraine.
Yes, it seems to remember this moment precisely as the mind sliver slivers in. Thank you, Roberto. We will move, if that's your goal, we will move on over to Endy. Endy, you're 10 foot away from the central figure. What's the plan?
Okay. But there's these things underneath the ice.
They are underneath the ice. They appear to be sort of at either side of the central figure, trying to get out of the ice from underneath.
Oh.
But they're not out yet.
Can don't know if this is possible. I'm not going to do that. That's stupid. I'm going to just... Can I go over to... So it's 10 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
I will head on over to the person.
Yep.
And can I whip out my rope and, like, tie it to them and kind of, like... tie it around them and, like, start trying to, like, pull her away, or at least pass the rope over to Giant G.
You certainly would be able to do that. What I will say, though, is let's just go for something like a dexterity check to see how well you're able to get the rope underneath in this action and tie it.
Okay. Right. Am I good at dexterity? Is that
you do?
Yeah.
When you get here, Andy, as well, you notice that this is an older lady. She's wearing a very jazzy little jacket with diamantes and sequins on. She's normal sized. Nice. She's normal sized, but for you, no problem. You're able to get the rope on. You tie it tight. You could then use the rest of your movement, which you've got 25 foot in total, so 15 remainder to walk, but we'd probably have to roll some form of strength later to see if you can drag.
No. My plan
yes.
is to give the rope to G, because I cannot pull her away. So I'm just kind of like, how far away is G from me?
G was right next to you. You then walked 10 foot away from G, so you could make it back to G with the rope in your hand.
Okay, so I have used my... my action and
your movement.
And my movement. Yeah.
You can still do a bonus action if you feel the need to.
Yeah, I'm gonna bonus action dash to a little bit further towards the. Can I do that with my bonus action as well?
I believe you can. Yeah. If you have bonus action dash, then sure.
Yeah. So so I'm gonna bonus action dash closer towards words.
G.
Not to G, because I'm already at G, right?
Yeah. Oh, so you keep on going all the way to the edge of the lake.
So I've kind of dropped the rope in front of G.
Got you, yep. Free action drop,
so that they can get it. I'd be like, here, pull her away. And then I'm running towards the QB thing, or at least off the ice, because I think it's going to be a bad situation.
Cool, marvelous, yes. So you're able to make another 25 foot towards the cube, leaving you with 25 foot more to go to get there. Yeah? Marvelous. Thank you, Andy. So that all happens. It's now the cube's go. So this gelatinous cube of Festive Tat has got 2 creatures in front of it, I believe.
Only one of them shot it, though.
Yes, correct. Everyone looks very tasty. So it's going to make 2 of its pseudopod attacks. Zans, they will be aimed your direction.
Perfect.
The first to hit, let's have a look and see. That would be 16.
I have dodged, so it's disadvantage on the attack roll.
Good to know. Thank you. It was a 16, and then it moved over to a 13. Does 13 hit?
Nope, the pseudopod comes out and I do a very sick sort of flip over it.
Nice. And would that apply to the second attack of multi-attack, or is it just the first?
I have dodged.
Sweet. Nice. Let's roll with disadvantage again. Let's see what happens. 17 on the disadvantage.
Nope, my AC is currently 20.
Nice. So it kind of tries to alert your direction twice, missing you both times.
I think the second time is a sort of Matrix-style flop back and then whoop, straight back up again.
Does it look like it would have been bludgeoning damage, Liz? Like, does it look like it impacts the floor with some force?
Good question. So as it kind of lurches forwards, it imprints itself on the snowy ground, and as it comes off the snowy ground, you see little acid bubbles.
Okay.
Blip, 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 bubbling up. That was the cube's go. It's going to stay where it is. It's not clever. We move on over to Big J.
Okay. Are we a party that short rests frequently?
Yes.
Maybe even long rests.
Why did you say that, Chris?
Our monk needs short rests. Warlock, we've got a warlock in the party. Of course we do.
In which case, I shall use My
And a druid who needs it for wild shapes. Of course we do. Roboto just sits there being bored.
I shall use my fire. Why is my fire rune not here? Oh, there it is. I'll pull my giant greatsword off my back, which now looks appropriately sized, and I will just briefly glare at it and say, "We have a deal," and then swing out at the gelatinous cube. Because we do have a deal.
Did we?
I have a deal with the sword. I rolled a natural 1.
No.
Oof.
It's an 11, but it's still a natural 1.
Is your sword sentient? Did we agree on
You did say it
sentience?
will be sentient.
Did we agree on a certain voice, or we did not want to do that voice?
You did agree. You did say a voice. I'm happy for you to do it, but I mean, it's your choice, Liz. It's a lot of effort.
Oh boy. Okay. Yes, we have a deal. Deal. Oh no, we don't have a deal. No deal. As the hit misses. Do you get a second attack?
I do get a second attack. I'm just gonna glare at it and be like, I'm serious this time.
Okay.
That's a natural 20.
Hey!
I'd like to think that you influenced your sentient weapon there. I like it. Roll your double damage. We like double damage.
Damage. And I'm also gonna use my fire rune.
Cool.
So the base damage is 18. Oh no, and I get 2d6s as well because I'm big.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And that's doubled, isn't it? Because it's a crit.
Sorry, yes, it's 2 because it's a crit. So that's another 6. Hang on, let me just check because I get to reroll ones. I can't see what that was. Oh, I'm sorry. New characters.
It's all right.
Characters.
So would you have rerolled the first one that you rolled?
I get to reroll 2 1s in the Gambler's Blade because I've got a great weapon master. So take 2 off the 18
Mm-hmm.
and add 7 instead. So it goes up by 5, which makes it 23. Add 6, which is 29. And then I do my fire rune.
Uh-huh.
Right. So like a rune that I've got like wrapped around my arm comes to life and sort of like almost like leaps off my flesh and tries to like grab the cube, and it automatically takes an extra 2d6 fire damage. So that makes that 4. So that's another 11.
Nice.
It needs to make a strength saving throw.
Cool.
Minus the D4.
Thank you for reminding me. Now, it does get advantage on strength saving throws, but let's just remove that 4. Is it a D4 or just 4 in general? D4. So, 15.
15 does not pass.
But I need... if that's not passing, that's great. So.
It is restrained by fiery shackles.
Nice.
Nice. It is indeed restrained. Awesome.
While restrained, it takes damage at the start of its turns.
Amazing. Cool. So yeah, there's just this, I guess, Andy, you're kind of a bit further back, same with you, Roberto, as well. You're watching this. There's just these like flurries of flame that engulf this creature and seem to keep engulfing it. It's not moving anywhere. So restrained, just remind me of the specific conditions with that. Speed is 0, cannot use actions. Well, that's stunned, I forget.
No. Restrained is speed becomes 0. Attack rolls against it have advantage and its attacks have disadvantage, and it has disadvantage on dex saving throws.
Nice.
It can retake the saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
Okay.
And I can use a bonus action.
Do it.
If I want to. I have many bonus actions. My eyes will kind of cloud over as I activate another rune. Many runes. And a little like storm cloud appears above my head. Big J is very literal. And starts like raining on me.
Okay.
So there's water, there's acid, there's fire. Michael Bay somewhere is clapping.
It's very elemental, the rune light.
I love it. For someone so small making such a big dent, I enjoy that very much. So this cube is restrained. Anyone attacking it currently has advantage. Nice. Big J, is that your go? Or are you staying where you are?
I'm done.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, that took off a good chunk of its health as well, the rest of you are able to see. So what happens next? Andy, I know it's not your go yet, but as you are running away, running towards, should I say, the gelatinous cube, you see one of the things under the ice begin to hop out of a hole that it has created near the central granny figure. Mm-hmm. It then begins to waddle your direction, and what you see is a penguin. Not any ordinary penguin. This one has this moustache of red seaweed, and it opens its beak, and it's got these little fangs serrated all over its beak, and it's waddling your direction. It doesn't look very happy, and it does not look very cute. I'm going to tell you that for free. It's going to begin to try and bite you, followed by a claw attack. So this little beak with its seaweed moustache, to hit you is 16.
Yeah.
That is 8 points of piercing damage for the bite.
6.
The next attack comes up, so it bites into you and tries to claw at you in a catty way. It's very strange. 12 to hit.
No.
Nice. You do not suffer any damage from the claws. They do connect with you, but you just kind of boot it off. This thing is tiny. It is fortunately tiny.
Like, how tiny?
Like smaller than you, tiny.
Okay, because I'm 2 foot. So
yeah, I mean, its beak is just under your chin. That's that's where it is. Guardian, the second shadow under the water, comes out of one of its holes. You see here another penguin, although this one is completely red, and on its eyebrows, instead of feathers, it's just got gory objects that do not look nice, and they kind of, as it waddles, they kind of move as it takes every step. It again is going to try and bite and claw attack you. The bite to hit is in total 19.
I think that's going to hit. Yeah, that is.
Damage-wise, you suffer 3 points of bitey damage as its little serrated beak comes down on you. The next attack, the claw attack to hit, is 12. Does 12 beat your spidery AC?
No. Did you say that it came up? Did it appear or did it waddle to me? Did it start its turn within 5 foot of me is what I'm asking?
It did not start its turn within 5 foot. It came up near where the grandma is, who is about 10 foot away from you. Then it waddled your direction and bit and clawed you. All right. Cool. That is its go. We move on over to G, the ice spider. G, the ice spider, you've got a little freaky penguin in front of you.
How much damage did it do on the second one?
I thought the second one didn't hit. It was 12 to beat your AC.
Yeah. You are indeed correct.
It's only because it stays on my screen that I know this. You have a rope by your little spidery foot, which was left by Andy, and you also have a little penguin with creepy eyebrows. What's the plan?
Well, that was the thing. It's like I kind of made a mistake. This creature that I've turned into is very dangerous. I was hoping that I could just grab this old lady and run, but apparently any creature that starts its turn within 5 feet of me takes 2d4 cold damage, and I don't want to kill a grandma. Yeah.
Wait, would I have?
No, because you didn't start your turn within 5. You were canonically 10 foot away from me, hopefully.
Is it any creature you choose, or just any creature?
No, any creature that starts this turn.
Oh, that sucks.
Any creature you
5 feet of the queen.
Yeah, this is why you have the rope.
Yeah.
You don't have to get really closer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which is funny, because if there was another, apparently if this thing mates, it's only resistant to cold, it's not immune. So,
Each to their own. Each to their own.
Like being with someone that's slowly killing you.
Marriage, isn't it?
As the only person here who's married, Sean. Actually, not true. You're married as well, aren't you? Yeah.
I will. Is there more of these Is there more of these things coming out?
You do not see. I was going to try and do that voice, and I cannot do that. You don't see any more from where you are. You simply see the two. One is right next to Andy, who's 25 foot away from you, and the other one is right by you.
Right, I'm just going to attempt to bite its head off then.
Cute. Okay, roll to bite.
That's all I can do.
Nom nom
15?
crunch. 15 does not hit.
What?
They're very little, but they're very, very protected. Maybe the eyebrows prevent that from happening.
You don't get its frondy eyebrows.
No.
You get distracted by the frondy eyebrows.
It's tiny.
Yeah, I think this giant mechanical spider just launches its head into the ice, looks up, sees these like eyebrows looking at it, and then grabs the rope with one of its pincers and starts to drag it away.
Okay. You're able to keep on going. I'm guessing this rope was 50 foot, but anyway, it's fine. You're not dragging Granny yet, but she'll be along in us at some point. I'm on a strength save for that.
Well, no, because I would have had to wrap the rope around Granny a fair bit to like make it sure it's distributed, so it doesn't just like tighten and cut off her circulation.
Just to confirm, from her perspective, she's been lying in the middle of the lake and she's clearly not well. A gnome has run up, tied a rope around her and fucked off. And then a giant mechanical spider has just walked up and started yanking at this rope. Ah!
Indeed.
When will my nightmare end?
No, I've carefully wrapped it because like Andy is good with wrapping stuff. The grandma
I
isn't.
totally
There's still a little bit of slack, so in this current turn, I don't think we'd be able to quite pull Granny away, but when it happens, it'll happen, and it's going to be glorious. So, Niall, is that your go?
You should use Granny to bowl over the penguin.
Yep, that's me. I'm done. There's nothing else I can do.
If you are beginning to walk away, the penguin will get an attack of opportunity.
I got like 44 hit points.
It's just going to try and bite you. In total, that's 10. I don't think 10 beats your AC.
No.
Cool.
No.
It doesn't.
Well, thank you, G.
No.
So we're going to move on over to Zan. We're going to move over to Zan's. Zan's your go. You're in front of the gelatinous cube. Big J has done some damage.
Big J's doing what Big J always does. Can I be ducking under Big J's swing and then using the momentum of the swing to grab hold and use it to flip up, over, and come straight down on top of the cube?
We'll use your acrobatics from before, absolutely.
Keep rolling them if you want.
Get off, Billy.
It's all right for this one. It's fine.
Who's Billy?
My sword.
I don't use it, nothing happens. Oh, right, cool. Is there a core? Is there a core to this cube? Is there a thing that I can aim for as like the central mass of its being?
Make a perception check for me.
I'm terrible at those. That's a 7.
You see one of the socks is bigger than the other sock, so surely the bigger sock of the two novelty crappy socks must be the core.
A really amazing slogan on it, Liz.
Yes, ho ho ho's the best hose for you. But hose is spelled HOSE.
That's impressive. That's a very good slogan.
I came up with that on the spot. You're welcome, Will.
I am going to focus fire on that spot and do 2 shots and then impact it and start punching downwards. It's going to be 2 shots, then 1 hit and a flip over heal, and that heal is a stunning strike. So it's flurry of blows and a stunning strike.
Stunning strike, nice.
All in one go.
Okay, roll to hit.
4 attack rolls.
Nice. Love monks.
12. Not rolling well. Come on now.
12 hits.
16.
16 hits.
14.
14 hits. Maybe it was the sock all along.
19.
19 hits.
All the way down. Con save for the stunning strike,
That's
please.
it. Cool.
And then I'll roll all the damage.
That was a 10.
Can the cube be stunned? I'm not sure if they can.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Can be.
Playing
It
idiot.
can be.
That's brilliant.
It says that it can be, yeah.
And I'm trying to, stun it into submission, and I'm standing on it, which is probably not wise either. But and the damage is 2 of those and 2 of those. So we have. Well, there we go. There are the rolls. 14 plus 6 plus another 13, plus another 6. So that is 12, 13, and 14. 41 points of damage.
Nice.
And my AC is still 20.
Amazing. Sans, do you want to tell me how you retrieve this big sock and how it manages to kill the creature?
Oh, wow.
With all of these attacks.
In which
Tell
case,
me.
I flip up and over and do 2 gunshots down to try and burrow through it to the sock, because that's clearly the important bit. Yeah. And after 2 shots, I will just sort of torpedo in with the first hit, and then the swinging heel around is to knock it. The whole point of that is to stun it. I mean, and as I do, as it does sort of, and then it sort of collapses in on itself, I'll just yank out, hold it up high, and go, I got its brain!
Amazing. I will just say, because we went right into it for the brain, you're going to take a little bit of acid damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just because you went within. But that was beautiful. That was 12 points of acid damage to you. However, you do have the brain, but it's kind of like you watch Sans diving through jelly. It's kind of suspended for a while, and then they do something with their leg, and the whole thing just washes away like water. Sans victorious with a sock in it. Thank you, Sans. Is that your turn?
Acid in my nose. Yeah, I'm fine.
In which case, Roberto, we will move over to you. Now, you can see there is an Endy 25 foot away from you to the right on a slight diagonal. By Endy, there is a penguin with a seaweed moustache. You also see a rather large ice spider running your direction, which has just been nibbled at the ankles by another penguin with gory eyebrows. What would you like to do?
I think Roberto was kind of focused on the ooze, which is obviously just a soggy blancmange. And it's just, oh, well, that's done it. Sees the penguins. And
I like
is
that. No.
Is he Wallace? Oh,
We've run out of cheese.
Oh, grab it.
flipping it.
and is going to cast magic missile at 2nd level.
That also hits.
With
That
Does it
also
also-
hits. I believe
I
so,
wondered
yeah.
why I couldn't see it.
Oh, I do
Wait, was
like some magic missile.
Ooh.
And when he casts magic missile, he uses the kind of clock thing and kind of slows time down and just kind of fires off the 4 kind of slowly like that, and then they will just fire off. I would like to do 2 at each penguin. Please.
Nice. Yeah, well, roll your damage for each penguin. We'll go for Seaweed Moustache first, who is near Andy.
I shall.
Sir Wood.
Do I have to click it each time, or does it do all 4 for me? It does not.
Click each time.
So, who did you say first?
Seaweed Moustache.
So 1 hit was 4.
Uh-huh.
2nd hit is 4.
Nice.
And then the next
Still
one, 2
Mhm.
and a 3.
Marvellous.
One of these chunky penguins.
Tiny,
Right.
chunky penguins.
So these missiles sort of one by one
Massive
hover
AC.
in the air, and then they kind of zip to where they're meant to go. They all hit at the same time, doing little poof, 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 poof damage. Penguins, Chonky is still standing.
I'm now seeing the penguins, well, from Wallace and Gromit as well, because we just set it now.
Oh my god, the
Featureless
evil
penguins.
penguin! But with a mustache and one with eyebrows.
All I can see is Pingu, which is not an evil.
Roberto, that is your go, unless you want to do anything else.
No, I am quite light on bonus actions, so for the moment that's me.
Awesome. And we will move on over to Andy.
Yep.
Andy, the seaweed mustache one near you has just had 2 missiles come towards it. What would you like to do?
Okay. Bonus action, disengage.
Cool, nice.
Yeah. And then I'm like, ah! And like her hands kind of come up.
Reaction to penguins.
No, her hands kind of come up in front of her, and there's like this kind of puff of sugary pink air, and she casts Eldritch Blast, and like it's this whirling kind of dervish of like sherbet
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so one at the one in front of me, and I gotta roll. What's it doing? That is a 24 to hit.
Yes, you beat the chonk.
And the other one is going towards the other one, which is a 21 to hit.
Again, that hits. Roll your damage for both.
Yeah. So the first one, the one in front of me, is a 14.
14.
Yeah.
Nice.
And blah, blah, blah. Oh, another 14.
Oh, wow, okay.
2 max damage. I'm like,
wow.
Nope.
Well, with an emphatic nope, and Andy, you turn round, fire one off towards Seaweed Mustache. The Eldritch Blast kind of puffs its way towards this creature, goes right up in its face, and that's enough force damage to end Seaweed Eyebrows. Not quite enough to finish Gory Eyebrows. However, is there anything else you'd like to do with your go?
I mean, I still get a move. I guess I can't see any more of these creatures.
You cannot. There are only 2 which have surfaced.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. I'm gonna stay where I am.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
That is me.
Thank you. Cool. All right. Thank you, Andy. We will move on over to Big J. Big J, there's a penguin left.
How far away is the penguin, though? I think it's a very long way away.
About 25 foot, but I don't know what your movement is now that you are big.
25 foot?
25 foot away from you, yeah.
25 is fine. I can just, movement speed does not change.
Oh no, that's
I'm big.
You just move really slowly.
Oh!
Tiny steps, really small steps. Gran, in which case I'll run up to the penguin and try to decapitate the penguin.
A sentence we all thought we would hear today. Okay. These are abyssal penguins. Go for it.
I mean, honestly, living with them, I'm not surprised hearing that.
Unbelievably, I rolled a 2 on the thing. So it's 12.
12 does
will
not
hit. So I'll give the sword a good shake and be like, get your act in here.
I'm trying. I like gears. They go fast. Gears, fast.
There we go. I rolled a 23. Maybe I just need to threaten my sword before every attack.
Nice. Well, 23 definitely hits. Please roll your damage with your now threatened sword. Okay.
That is 21 points of damage.
Tell us how Gory Eyebrows gores its last, please, Big J.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shake the sword up here, be like, come on, get your acting gear, and then go straight down through the penguin, through its head, into the ice. Big J is not smart. Straight into the ice. Yes, I did make that worse. Yes, I did. I'm doing it. Conk. I put my headphone. Hang on, I can't hear you. I got so excited.
Nice. The sword goes into the ice. Do you retract the sword from the ice?
Well, I'm not losing it to the ice.
Okay, so you retract the sword, and water begins to flow out. Let's just... combat has finished, but I need Andy, Big J, and probably Guardian to just roll little dex saves for me just to see how well we get off the ice with Granny.
I thought, am I not off the ice already?
Not quite, no. You'd run again. You're just far. You're on the cusp.
Disengaged.
Oh, you did. You ran a little bit more. Well, with advantage, then you're on the cusp.
Can I? Because I'm the one trying to save Granny. Can I bonus action out of my wild shape so that if I carry her, she won't die?
Sure. Yes, I will allow this. Go for it.
Cheers.
I could also grab her. I'm in the right place now. By penguin number 2, so there's multiple of us there to grab Granny.
19,
yeah.
That's the 20, not that.
Nice. Granny is safe, guys.
I'm going to use my storm room to give myself advantage.
Nice.
As a reaction. And I rolled a 15.
Cool. Yeah, you're all fine. The water does come through the crack, but you're all able to escape just in time onto the edge. And I think we will find out what happens after the break. So we'll be back in 5, 10, 15 minutes, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
So we are back. Very exciting. Those of you in chat, you may be able to see one difference, and that difference is somewhere on Sean. And I would like for you.
Sorry.
It's not dog. Dog is one thing.
Sorry.
The other thing that is not a dog is Sean. If you can tell us what is different on Sean, do. There's no prize. We might like to know.
Do we get like a bonus if we work out what it is?
Yes, you do. A festive bonus.
Hey, Sean, you ever dance with an abyssal chicken in the pale moonlight?
We just had abyssal penguins, so should I just do the penguin voice for a bit? Is that better? Batman.
You're just going to go, whack!
I mean, we're making all of these jokes and hoping that by the time the editors cut down my screen, you can
just the face.
For chat.
Yes, for chat.
There you are.
Sean is not trying to free his nipples. Do not worry. And
that comes later.
You also
No, that's
very
a joke.
elastic.
Big J has definitely freed his nipples. Though.
Yeah.
Can we also, before we dive into I'm sorry, it's really worth it.
No, go for it.
George, I've been wanting to say this for the entire first half, and it's even more pronounced with this jumper. You look like you're wearing a dog collar.
Oh, yes.
Oh, well, like a...
Sorry, Father.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, that's really
I have
good.
sinned.
You'd make a good priest.
You would.
You look the
I really
part, you know?
wouldn't. I'm a solid atheist.
So quite a few priests, I know you're good.
If you are in chat right now, do give Sean a rating of 10 out of, how priesty
Priest.
Sean is. 10 for priest.
Is the scale 1
And
for
1 for
Jesus?
not. Yes. So, while we are so focused, let's just snap back to where we were. So, you've all escaped this pond, this pond which has kind of erupted with water. There is a puddle near to the town hall of and in that puddle are numerous things like broken baubles, broken fairy lights, a small sock, and other items. You're all free of the pond. Granny has been moved safely off the icy surface and is now with G, who is no longer an ice spider.
Thank God.
Mr. Nutmus is still cowering behind the lamppost. What are we all doing?
Mr. Nutmus still got his beavers.
He still has a bundle of beavers within his little hands, yes.
Mr. Nutmus is still getting me every time. Good.
Can I,
It's too close to numbnuts.
That's not why it's getting, doesn't matter.
can I go see Mr. Nutmus and the beavers, please?
Of course you can, yes.
You banned?
And we're on stream.
Good band. That is a good band. You are right. You're right.
So we will we'll just snap over to Big J heading. Are you still massive?
It lasts for a minute, so I'm not ending it early.
Cool. I mean, I guess as you walk, gradually you just return to normal size as you approach Mr. Nutmus by the
I have
lamppost.
to put the sword away before I get down to normal size.
You've practiced this. This is like an art form now. So like as you're shrinking, the sword goes back, and you steel yourself for the weight as you become your normal self again. But as you get closer, you see that Mr. Nutmus is a fawn. He's got a thick head of fur, I guess. He's got a hairy chest. But he's got these cute little horns that kind of tightly curl back and peek underneath his fawn ears. He's got this red scarf on and a pair of spectacles. And you see in his arms these 3 wriggling beaverkin.
I can really, really fully appreciate that.
What makes you say that, Em? And you approach and you see that one of these little beavers has in his little tiny claws an empty tin of beans. And you hear...
No.
Let's say,
No.
the others do not have these items, but one of them does.
No.
I walk up to him, stare at him for slightly too long. Are you cold?
I Are you from the agency? And he's looking at your jumper that reads ass over and over and over again.
I have a jumper that is very warm if you are cold.
It doesn't really affect me anymore. I've got my scarf and, well, my beavers. They keep me warm.
Is your beaver hungry?
No, they're quite all right. I mean, they lost their parents, you see.
He's got an empty tin of beans.
Oh, he's very, very clingy to that tin. And this little beaver pokes his little head out and goes, well, I do like beans.
No.
Can I just pat the little beaver on the head?
Can I shoot that beaver?
No.
I also really like beans.
He kind of clutches his little can and kind of shuns away from you just a little bit.
I don't want any of your beans, it's okay.
And he kind of goes around. And Mr. Nutmus kind of lets them all go now, knowing that it's safe, and says, thank you so much for saving us. I see you've hog-tied Granny and pulled her off the lake.
Oh, did someone do that?
It's a very different tie.
Tied.
Very different way of tying somebody else.
I think she was lying on the lake and it looked like she was in trouble.
It was the abyssal penguins again. It's been getting worse the past couple of days.
Put her on the lake.
No, they didn't put her on the lake. She'd had too much eggnog. Did you pick up her flask?
Did you pick up her flask?
G's like checking her over. Can I check her body?
Make an investigation check. Also, do you want to try and wake her up?
Can I make a medicine check to see how she is? If she's and then I'll decide whether or not I want to wake her.
While G is medicine checking the Granny, I'm going over to G because I've been burned by acid. Going, G, I got acid in my eyes.
Oh my god. Sorry, I just rolled a 2 for both my medicine and my investigation check. So that's a 3 for investigation and a 6 for medicine. And then I'll bop Sans on the head.
If we're still pre the minute being up on my storm room, I can give you advantage on one of them.
I don't. Is it going to matter which one? I guess the medicine check. I don't know.
You choose. You choose now. I don't mind.
Just as the storm cloud slowly dissipates from over my head.
It's the medicine check apparently, and I rolled a natural 20.
Hey,
she's 24.
Amazing. You know what? With that natural 20, it's a festive time. I'm going to chuck both of these things in for free. You can see that she has passed out drunk. A good slap around the face should wake her straight up. In addition, she has her flask clutched to her chest. She has not let this thing go.
Can we put in a PSA? Don't slap drunk people to wake them up. I know it's that time of year, but if you slap a drunk person, that's not a good thing to do.
No. Sorry, that's not what G's going to do. Can I give Zans a first level cure wounds just for that extra healing?
Of course you can.
I think I get something for healing people.
You're a moon druid. All you do is turn into things.
I think it's something to do with something. It's the moon blade.
Oh.
My moon blade gives. Yeah, the moon sickle.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said I thought you were making a musical joke. I was
honestly,
like,
when you said moonsicle, I did think of like a popsicle that looks like a moon. That's
okay. No, Swaski has the same.
Oh yeah.
Weapon.
So when we cast a spell that restores hit points, you roll a d4, add the number rolled to the amount of hit points restored. Oh. So there you go.
Great.
Extra d4.
Okay, well, roll that health.
Where's my d8 and a d4? Thank you. Take
these broken wings
and learn to fly again.
a total of 12 hit points back.
Nice.
That was what you lost.
Exactly what I lost.
As I
Nice.
grab Granny
Yep.
and put her head in the frozen lakes to wake her up, and then
PSA, folks,
gonna
don't
drown
drown drunk people.
So she's got
Not
this cute
drowning,
little
it's just
blue
a
rinse perm going on, right? And this
Not
just kind of
anymore.
like sags into the water. As you pull your yoga back out, her eyes are wide. She is very awake at this point. She kind of looks round, looks at the situation, looks at you, G.
The hair freeze and like the, that kind of mohawk of motion.
It's kind of back to her face. So yeah, she's got this kind of like very frosted, swept back hair. She looks to you, G, and says, "Oh, hello, love. You're new. Can I help you?"
Nice hair.
Thank you, darling.
Nice
I
hair.
did it myself. Oh, look at you. I like your ears.
Nah, just got it. Nice hair. Because he's an heir.
Well spotted, my love. You do well.
And he's going to come over and like undo the ropes and be like,
Oh, thank you,
Right.
darling.
Sorry for doing this, Shibari. Not.
I did wonder where they came from, but I didn't want to question it. So thank you very much for, waking me up. What happened?
You
Where's
were
Mr.
attacked.
Nutmus?
Mr. Nutmus, I believe, and he just points over to the beaver. It's over there.
Nutmas says that you passed out because you drank too much alcohol.
I did what, darling? No, I didn't do that at all, my love. No, not me. No, I don't
It
drink.
has a charisma of 6.
I blew up a cube.
Well done. You did well. What cube? She's clueless to
Dunno.
what's just happened. Mr. Nutmas kind of approaches this situation, looks at Granny, who's now freed from her bonds and now has quite swept back hair, and says, "Granny, please, come on, stand up." And he helps her to her feet.
G's just holding it, like in the air.
Granny,
Little sparkly
please.
shoes.
oh, okay, so I would have had to climb up you to get to undo her.
Oh, I feel like you'd have
climb on
lowered
you.
her down and then like just
Come on, we all climb on G. It's just a thing that we do. I think we have to accept this.
She's a frail old lady. He's not going to make her walk in the freezing old cold, but he will ask her,
Just try and drown her.
Are you-
Yeah.
are you the one who makes the eggnog?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, my love. And she raises up an arthritic hand to the flask that she's been clutching, and she retrieves from she's got a little like glitzy satchel on her side, and she retrieves a couple of vials and looks around all of you and begins to, like, shakingly, with her shaking little hands, pour a bit of eggnog out for everybody. These are for you, my loves. Since you've turned up, I'm assuming it's to fix what's going on in the forest.
We'll do our best.
That's what I like to hear, my love. Very good. Very nice. Well,
Cheers.
Whoa, 1 second. And G's going to go into a little belt pouch, pull out some cinnamon, and just sprinkle it on everybody's eggnog. Guys, get extra temporary hit points.
just so you know, these eggnogs they act as a potion of healing. So
Oh,
anything addition to
sweet.
that, you get addition. But they also give a
no,
little
this
kick
is
of
24?
alcohol as well.
This is when we're taking a short rest.
Are we
this
taking a
could
short
count.
rest?
Yeah, we're
please,
not doing
please.
anything more than sitting and talking.
Can
It's
we
fine.
take a short rest?
Yes, you can.
Are we short resting?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, why
Should
not?
have done more than this, dude.
I feel like the way to explain this then is because if these are healing potions, I feel like G actually gets a bit personal for once, and like from his usual monotonal, very robotic voice, he's like, "No, wait,
I'm sorry, my love.
I actually prepared some earlier," and he has like little mini shot glasses of eggnog for each of you,
Oh,
and he's like. But it's that look of where where your friend's basically saying to you, don't you dare drink that woman's food in front of me. God damn it.
I've basically just gone and put the stuff I already drank back in the glass. Like,
nice.
G nods. nods.
I'm really not doing well with healing here. Okay.
I will save this delicious eggnog for later, and I will drink this delicious eggnog now.
All eggnog is good eggnog, my love. That's what I always say.
How many temporary hit points do we get?
3.
Bottoms up.
I'll neck both of mine.
Just wasted the healing potion.
Yeah.
Why not? You get a nice warming buzz.
It's
It can go with the rest
1d4,
of the
right?
warming buzz I'm already on.
2d4 plus 2 for a standard healing potion.
Okay. Cool. That's slightly better because I really did not have. I rolled a 1 on the first one.
As all of this passing of eggnog is going around, Mr. Nutmus is sort of following Big J to you lot as you're taking your short rest. And he repeats again, but was it the agency that sent you?
Oh, if you know about the agency? Yep. Otherwise, no, we're just here to help.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was.
It was good.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I suppose you need to know where you're going, unless you wish to just wander around aimless. He kind
Is
of
that not
jokes
the
with you.
problem? Did we not?
What's the agency?
The thing we work for.
Do we work for somebody?
Yeah.
I just go where G goes, and just kind
G's just nodding at Big J.
of follow what he does.
One of his eyes dims slightly as he winks at you.
I do not understand what you're trying to communicate to me, and carry on nonetheless. I mean, I'll just keep following G.
Have we not dealt with your problem? Your cube and your weird chickens?
Well, the problem is coming from the frosty forest, and he points at the forest that surrounds this place. Specifically, we think it's coming from Santa's grotto. So you'll have to go through the frosty forest, but do you know the way specifically? Have they given you a map, or...?
Look at G.
The forest will guide us.
Right, well,
And G stands righteously above everyone.
The trees?
Mr. Nutmus looks to G and kind of then looks to the rest of you and says, well,
a map would be wonderful if you have one, or some directions.
I can certainly give you directions. I don't have a map specifically. But if you want to go to Santa's grotto, it's a good league hence underneath the mountain. You'll need to get to the edge of the forest. It's easy to spot because there you'll see the forest fence and the fountain to St. Agnes, which marks the beginning of Santa's grounds. Beyond that, at the base of the mountain, you will see Santa's grotto, but beware. Many things lurk betwixt there and here.
There's no pizza there.
No.
There's no pizza? We always have pizza.
Sounds like a lot of walking.
Can we have a transport? Like a sleigh or something?
It's not sort of something that I carry. I mean, it's about a 15-minute walk that way.
Oh God, it's so far away.
I'll prod Zan.
It's not that bad.
It's all right. We've got a walking, platform.
Pointing at G.
Yeah. No, at the rabbit. Of course I'm putting at G.
Well,
Right,
thank you for... Sorry.
So we're going that way then, are we?
Yes, he sort of shows you round the back of the town hall. You see there's a gate of this town. There's a little gate that leads to a path. And this path goes through the dark forest and sort of beyond out of your view. You just sort of follow that way.
Where did
there is a
everyone
path.
else go before we go?
Well, first it was the poinsettia. Then it was the feral penguins. And I mean, I found it this... Yes,
Are they all dead?
No, they just left. They boarded up their homes and left. Me and Granny are the last ones standing, and, well, the kids. Little Clint, little Klimt, and little Flint.
Should give him a gun. I'm sure he'd be great with it.
You know, he keeps asking for a gun, and we keep saying no. I don't believe it's a good thing to give.
I've got a spare if he wants one.
No, there's little beavers reaching to your gun. Little hands are trying to get to it.
When no one's looking, I'll slide in one of my little side pistols. I've got loads of different guns because I'm trying different things, so I'll just carefully there you go, bud.
I do like pistols. And he stashes that way. So he stashes it. He kind of just hooks it with his entire body so that Mr. Nutmas can't see.
Guns and beans.
Guns and beans.
The rich backstory we're writing for Sam, my God.
Oh dear.
So yes, if you follow that path 15 minutes, you'll see the Syntagmus Fountain, you'll see the forest fence, and just beyond that is the Santa's Grotto. I've tried myself, but the Poinsettia, they just keep trying to get me.
Don't worry, I used to be a gardener. I'm very good at pruning things.
Good, you'll need it.
I find that if you talk to the plants, they look after themselves.
With a bit of pruning.
That's right, G, they do. Pat on head, shaking head quietly when it can't be seen.
Thank you.
So, thank you. You've done so much already. I'm going to go. He turns back to his house. You see the back windows have been broken in where this cube has clearly come from the forest, squeezed its way in and just blooped all over his house and come through the front door. So he's kind of go back in there and try and clean up his poor little lodge. And Granny picks herself up and moseys on in. What are you doing?
Can I, No, I'm not going to do it. I was like,
won't do that.
Can I still hurt? I don't know.
Just some game admin. I have done the wizard thing of recovering spell slots, so I'm back to full.
Nice.
And then I'm going to hold G's hand.
As is tradition, the handhold begins.
I stand waiting for G to walk because G walks and we follow.
Gee, do you mind if I grab a ride?
G, a hand just sort of comes down slowly and just picks you up and puts you on the other shoulder next to Sans.
Thank you.
Okay.
And then I begin to walk.
All right.
Did we get a map?
You did. You got directions. You got directions.
One path.
We didn't need a map. Saying.
I like to imagine that you're not slowing your pace down either, because you're at 30 feet, aren't you? So,
Oh no! So
I am.
you'll have to run.
I am 30
You're
feet
quite
actually.
fast because you're
I'm 25 feet.
So yeah, just Big J.
I was going to ask how you're all proceeding, but I think I know how you're all proceeding. You're proceeding like this. But as you proceed, is there anything that any of you would like to do during this time? Anything you'd like to talk about, or anything you might want to keep an eye out for, or
Poinsettias.
coin into the
Poinsettia.
air. Shoot.
I love this character already.
So is the idea that we have to kill this Santa character then?
We're not going to kill Santa. Santa's important. Santa brings all the things that you get on Christmas Day, like, your Christmas dinner and all the cutlery on the table and the oranges that you eat. That's what Christmas is.
Mm-hmm.
Why, Santa, that bastard that keeps eating my mince pies? I just put them on the plate. I was going to eat them later.
That's because you're doing it wrong. You're insulting Santa. Santa brings the mince pies and then you eat them.
All right.
Is that before or after Winterfest?
Winterfest and Christmas can be, coexistent right now in this conversation. It's fine.
Cymril in the Forgotten Realms.
This is so realistic. It's like real life.
I'll be honest. I'm not certain. My mum and dad just, tell me what day it is and I turn up and then Santa brings the food and we eat the food.
Oh, I forgot. Andy had been shouting down, because far away. But yeah.
And then I smear some on the sword, so it's festive and all.
Is it? The food or decorations?
Both.
Okay.
Food first, then wrap decorations around it. You know, give it a good old Christmas, winter, seasonal.
This winter.
Yeah.
Well,
It hates it.
This-
It tells me, but I enjoy it.
I love it. I love it. Really, really, really. I love it. Christmas, winter.
Our big tradition is torturing your sword.
Oh, it loves it really.
I don't know. No, I don't.
It's very confused.
No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Sorry, Niall. You're going to say something before the sword rudely interrupted you. Carry on.
I have never celebrated Winterfest before, so happy Winterfest.
You too.
Happy Winterfest.
Is Winterfest today?
Is it today? If it's today, I should be at home because how will Santa deliver the food for us to eat?
Winterfest, specifically the day, is tomorrow. This is Winterfest Eve, on which we stand. And on this Winterfest Eve, while we're in the Frosty Forest, please may I have a perception check, I'm going to say from G, and maybe an investigation check from Roberto.
Wait, that is a 20... What is it? 20...
25 from me.
25 from me.
Wow. Okay, let's get all those natural 20s out of the way now. Oh,
No,
those high numbers.
that was an 18.
That was an 18 from me as well.
Cool. As far as your perception goes for anything that might be following you or stalking you through this forest, it's good so far. There's nothing following you at all. Roberto, with that investigation, you continue, and you see that there are candy canes sharpened and stabbed into the trunks of these trees, which appear to be looking more and more withered as you continue. There are piles of pink sugar dust, and you do find a snow-covered satchel dropped on the ground with a label that reads "Property of the Beavers."
I hop over to it, and I'd like to pick it up and look inside.
Can I just pull a candy cane out of a tree as we go past and start eating it?
Sure, just roll a strength check just to see how much of the candy cane you get.
I shall. Where's my dice gone? It's here.
Dog it.
Did not.
Dom.
As I like, I'm looking down at Jodak. Do I reckon is the candy cane? Do I know anything about these candy canes? Do I know that my? Yeah, sorry. Go on.
Cool. What was your strength check on the candy cane?
24.
24. You're able to pull the entire candy cane out. Andy, you're aware of what your patron's main source of energy is.
Mm-hmm.
And true enough, yes, candy canes is something that powers, whether it's the same candy cane or not, you don't know. But you know that candy canes are a feature. Although you've never seen them driven into trunks of wood before. But I'll just nip back to Roberto with his satchel. And within it, Roberto, you find a tin of mints. You find a published reference book with a picture of a deer on the front cover, and it's called Never Give Anyone Your Real Name. But it's written by someone called Pip, although the words were done by someone called Enoch, who's hailed as being able to write, whereas Pip is still learning. You find 10 tins of beans, some very pretty tea towels, a snow globe of a snowy village, and a shopping list.
Never tell anyone your real name.
Hang on. Is it a tin of mints or a tin of mints?
Tin of mint with a T, not a C-E. I have a list.
Is it minty or is it meaty?
I don't know.
It's a game. It's a good game. Minty or meaty? Mints.
What's on the shopping list?
Shopping list. Shopping list reads wood for chomping. That
Go.
nice snow globe I last saw when I went to Bargains. Festive tea towels, schnapps for me, in brackets, a book for Klimt, mints for Flint, and 10 tins of beans for Clint. And you see around this satchel, all of you, that there's piles of wood and schnapps scattered around it.
No beans.
There are tins of beans, but they're in the bag.
Hey, should we take this with us, or should I, leave it for beavers?
I suppose if we end up going back, we can always return it.
All right.
And I grab
take it with us.
a bottle of schnapps.
Is there any animals nearby?
Make a... Oh, your perception check would have picked that up. That's the thing. It is absolutely silent. Other than the crunching of your feet in the snow, no sound. No birds, no insects, no mint or mince make any sort of noise.
Then never mind.
I mean, there is my duck, who was there
Yes,
all along.
all the time.
Oh yeah, why don't we ask? Yeah, why don't we ask the duck? Can I cast Speak with Animals and turn to the duck?
Sure. Yes, you can.
Sorry, I'm just going to use the spell slot.
It's a familiar. It's
Yeah, but I
not
can't
an animal.
speak to
Talk to it.
No, it's not an animal. If you can't speak with animals, you won't be able to talk to it. It's not an animal.
Yeah, but he likes the attention.
G turns to the duck and is like, "Hello, brave duck. Would you take all these condiments to the beavers yonder there?"
You got that? Do you want to take the bag?
Is the
It shakes its head.
I'll just take it. It's fine.
Can I flip through the book, please, and find out why Pip thinks you should never give anyone your real name?
Sure, it's a bit of a ramble. There are lots of paragraphs about the Feywild and about different areas.
Social commentary.
There's a lot of things in caps lock. You're not sure why.
It's
but,
handwritten, right?
Yeah, although Enoch definitely helped. There are bullet points, and these bullet points read, never give anyone your real name. If anyone asks you for a favour, don't do it. Don't sleep in bears' beds. A frog can be a prince. Ponds, that is in caps and underlined, you don't know why. Avoid pickles if they're happy. Time difference. The rest of the book is a bit more of a ramble, but that's the real highlighted section.
Ponds, underlined. This seems appropriate, actually, given what we've done today.
Alright.
I think this Pip figure's got some real good ideas. Ponds.
I will refill the bag with as many bits of wood and bottles of schnapps as are left.
Yeah, I think the schnapps has been taken by...
Is it just the one
I've
bottle?
taken 10 bottles of schnapps, so I'm just taking one.
There were 10 tins of beans, 1 bottle of schnapps.
Oh, I've got the bottle of schnapps, that's fine.
Yeah. You got the impression that whoever was carrying the satchel had the wood under one arm and the schnapps in the other, and was dropped. What are you doing?
Did Mr. Nutmess tell us who that anyone had gone missing, or
The beavers, they're orphans.
Oh, yes, it's true.
Maybe a beaver went missing here. Maybe we should go and find the beaver's parents before it has to live alone. A sad, alone life.
Not that bad being alone.
Expand on that, Niall?
She's just stood. Like, completely still, with the wind just moving past her.
Well, it's all right when you're an adult, but it's not so great when you're a kid, is it? When you have to just fight your way out of scraps and fight for everything that you've got and fight, and maybe we could just find their parent.
But the forest looked after me.
Jodek, are we getting a Susanna of a backstory here, perchance?
What's a backstory? Like
It's a tale about
story
you.
about someone's back.
Like, is
There's
this...
a big excerpt in the book, actually, about backstory by Pip. Again, a ramble.
I could tell you about my back tattoo if you'd like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Have we all seen it?
it was done by a giant.
We can see it,
Very
but
good.
Big J can't see it. So I want Big J to tell us what it looks like.
It's another giant rune. It's like a big swirl.
Yes, but you can't see it. Do you remember what it looks like?
Yeah, it's a big swirl.
Okay.
While this is all going on, I'd like to
Yeah.
get my portable hole out and start
Of
putting
course.
the bundles of wood in and anything I can't be bothered to carry, like the tins of beans. So I just kind of lay it out, put them down, and then I just...
Nice. Easy to do. Yeah, you're able to do that, and you shoulder the portable hole.
Does it look like there was once a beaver here and now there may be a beaver somewhere else? And like any sign of where the beaver may have gone?
There
We're
are
on the
no.
hunt for beavers, Liz.
There are make a perception check for me, please.
That's a 9.
9 for beavers. The snow appears to have covered up any tracks, although it does look like this person was shocked, dropped their stuff, and then went somewhere. Now, there is only one path which you have followed, and you know that there wasn't a beaver so far other than those little ones, which would not be able to carry that bag.
So are you saying that whoever this beaver was, they had a close shave?
Well, there's no hair. There's no hair, Roberto. So I think we keep walking, and maybe we'll come across it.
I'm here.
It's not funny when you say it more than once.
Oh.
She slowly takes your hand and starts walking.
I give Roberto away. That was great every time.
Nice. I love it. All right, if you continue walking, you reach the forest fence. It's basic, guys. It's a wooden fence with a gate.
Fence, yeah.
You've just arrived. But it takes you to a clearing, and there's a frozen fountain here, and it depicts a dwarven cleric made of stone, and a plaque reads Saint Agnes Shoulder Dash. And around this fountain, you see other statues of pure ice. And you see some beaverkin amongst these statues, older than the ones you saw in the arms of Mr. Nutless. Various woodland creatures, some human, dwarven, and elven villagers, etc. But they are all dotted round this fountain.
All statues.
Statues, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like realistic statues?
By the shocked expressions on their faces, you get the impression that someone wouldn't choose to sculpt that. You wave at one of the statues. Big J, it does not wave back. But you do see... It's like if you've ever seen a gobstopper, but a translucent one. So it's like they've been transformed into sweets, but rock hard, with lots of layers of their outer forms on the inside of them, if that makes sense.
This is not good.
Why would you make sweets in that shape?
Can you undo it? Someone undo it. Unfix it. Fix it.
Can I scramble down off G and kind of go up to them and kind of inspect one of them? And just be like, oh, what is this?
What you were inspecting for specifically? Like the type of magic that did it, or?
Yeah, just trying to understand what happened here. A little bit like about the...
Cool. Let's say Arcana. That's possibly the best thing to go for.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, good roll. 18 plus 0.
Hey.
So
Nice. It's certainly some sort of petrification, but flavoured literally in a certain way. If you choose to lick this as part of your Arcana check, it is rather sweet to the taste.
I've started licking one of them. I mean, I don't understand their people.
Sounds that's a person.
Can I try casting Dispel Magic at 3rd level? I'd like to affect as many of them as I can, but obviously if it's only one by one, then I'll do the one that Zanz is licking.
Of course.
Just trying to wipe the white person off my tongue right now.
Unfortunately, the spell does not do anything. This is a petrification type of effect, not a spell that's ongoing that's causing this, if that makes sense.
oh dear.
No, they're fucked.
The new title of this game.
Maybe we need to carry on and we'll find someone who can fix it, or kill the person who did it and then it'll fix itself.
Oh, yes. Okay. If we must. Like, Andy is looking more and more anxious.
Why does human gobstopper taste so good?
Put it in the portal hole for later.
Do you want
Don't do that.
Do you want some candy cane? I've got candy cane.
Try that.
Similar taste. So, as you begin to sort of head away from this area, you don't need to roll for this. I'm just going to tell you. Through the next set of trees, from where you currently are, you're currently in pine trees, and the next set that this path takes you through, they're made of birch. But through these trees, you hear on the wind a very shrill, very hyper noise.
Oh, the note did say the Sugar Plum Fairy had gone mad, didn't it?
Kind of squeeze G's hand.
Someone's having a good time.
Maybe we should go see who that is. And it's looking very anxious.
Hello.
Oh, okay.
Hello. Hello.
There is no response. But what you do sort of see in this net set of trees, various multicoloured objects dropped in the snow near the base of them. And as you approach, you see Turkish Delight, you see bonbons and the like, and lots more piles of this slightly pink sugar dust. You also spot tiny, minuscule footprints leading away from this area, the way you're going. They're heading in the same direction towards the base of the mountain.
I'm just going to gather up a small handful of sweets and start running after the small footprints.
Got you. In that case, Big J, as you do that, you would be first to see. There's some residual sugar dust sort of disturbed in front of you. It kind of dances on the wind around one of the pieces of Turkish Delight, which they're sort of scattered around you. And you watch as little curvy arms and legs sprout from this piece of Turkish Delight. It stands and shakes the snow off its little head. And it procures a hat and a little scarf out of nowhere. God knows where it procures those from, but it does. Puts them on and begins to kind of walk off in front of you, jollily.
Oh, can I pick it up?
Yeah, you can. It will try and run as you are approaching it. You're very big compared to it.
Can I pick it up anyway?
Yeah, it's really easy to. You kind of grab it. It turns around in your palm. Ah!
Ah!
This goes on for a while.
Jay!
Should I shoot it?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was their traditional greeting. Hello.
Hello.
You're a Turkish Delight.
You're a Turkish Delight.
I'm not Turkish.
The way you look, it sounds so sinister.
Been called worse.
Can I eat you?
No, don't do that. My name's Treacle. I need to go to my friend because she's calling to me. And again, you hear on the breeze.
Oh, good. Can you just take us as well?
Yes, I would like to do that, but you'll have to put me down unless you want to carry me. I don't mind, but we need to go with my friend. She's really nice. She sings really nice songs and she's kind and she's the protector of this place. And she's calling to me.
Oh my god, she's going to eat them.
And we insight check that.
Yeah, sure, offer it. To see if she's telling the truth, right? Oh, the creature.
Can I also roll an insight due to the fact that I am the protector of the forest? And I believe she is like, because I've never met this treacle thing before.
I take it at face value.
3, Justino, Roberto, no. Not sure what is going on with that.
24.
24. There are many forests upon this material plane, G. You are the protector of many, but so are other people.
News to G. He's gonna keep going. He's curious.
All right, well, why don't you stay on my hand and take us to her, and then maybe when we get there, we'll just pop you back in my pocket, okay?
Okay, and this little blob of Turkish Delight with its little hat and its little scarf and its little legs kind of dangle over your palm, and they kind of kick as you walk forwards. And as you continue, how do you want to proceed, by the way? Are you just walking as normal?
And by as normal, you mean three people all on one? And, I don't know, it's two people on one, and 2 people walking next to a third. One holding the hand.
Andy will actually be kind of had stayed off G and is like scrambling ahead with or like trying to scramble and follow.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. All right. So whoever's in front, I'm guessing Big J and also Andy. You're first.
Maybe behind because they walk.
Oh yeah, I guess.
So excuse me.
I'm probably in
big
front.
director.
Pushed ahead.
That's a good point. I guess we'd all be all together then.
Yeah, I'm probably leading because I have the trait.
Here, you feel its little kicky feet on your hand, and it's kind of cute. Well, Big J and Andy, you continue, and you see, wearing a pink corset and a floaty skirt, in practical point shoes, and all of this is sort of covered in mud and pieces of twigs and leaves. You see her goblinoid face, soft with laughter lines, but the eyes are wide and manic. She's covered head to toe in pink sugar dust, and you see her palm outstretched to 3 or so animated sweets that were slightly ahead of you. You hear her humming a festive balletic staccato number. There's a cave behind her, which she appears to be in front of. She's sitting on a rock. She hasn't spotted you yet. What would you like to do? Treacle kind of says, "That's her," which would be loud, but it's only a very small little thing, so it doesn't reverberate out.
Treacle carefully in a pocket, because I just have a horrible feeling Treacle's going to get eaten otherwise. And I guess it's probably time to get big again.
Oh, no, hi. Like, Andy kind of shouts hi in a, like, even more high pitch than normal. As a thing. Yeah.
He looks down and says, "Hello, Andy."
Amazing. G, you watch as Andy kind of walks away from you saying this hi. Andy, you walk towards the sugar plum goblin. With a flash, she grasps all 3 of the little sweets that were walking towards her and kind of tucks them away in little birch wicker baskets that are by the rock near her. You see her head sort of throw back, and you see the razor-sharp teeth that she has. But she just shoves some sugar dust in her mouth, not any of the animated boiled sweets. But her eyes look up, reflecting like cat's eyes your direction. There's like this high-pitched growl, and she kind of, with one arm, just shoves all the wicker baskets against the wall. There must be like a selection box worth amount of sweets here. They all seem very distressed. You hear little as she pushes them out the way. She's still humming, and she looks at you, Andy, and the eyes kind of widen, and she says, "Santa's ready to see you. Naughty or nice? Naughty or nice? Nice, nice, nice." She then growls, seems to bark, and then begins to dance erratically away from you, humming the entire time.
He is very unsure what to do. This is
the musket off my back.
This is a thing that she has only seen in her dreams, and I mean, lately they've all been a bit weird.
They have, yes.
But she kind of seems to like dance along a little bit, almost to be like, it's like, yeah, so Santa's ready to see, but it's lovely to see you. Can I get you anything?
Can I get you an autograph? She's throwing dust left and right. She is wandering away from you this entire time. Clearly, if you want to make an insight, history, or intelligence check for me,
I'd like to make an insight check.
Of course.
This is like one of my nightmares.
Yeah.
You're welcome to my mind. Sorry, Anne.
No.
I used to work for a ballet company. I've seen the Nutcracker more times than any human should.
What, twice?
That is 9.
9.
Because Andy is very much like, oh God.
I mean, if I will say with a 9, it takes you a while to wonder what's happening as she's erratically dancing away. This is your patron.
Yeah.
Although this is not what your patron should be. Your patron has clearly been affected by something. Your patron didn't even recognize you. You get the impression that the state of what is going on within your patron's mind is affecting not only them, but perhaps your dreams. Mm-hmm. But like everything else, she seems a little weird, to say the least, but not evil enough to start attacking you all, because she's gone.
Shall we just go in the cave, and then maybe when we fix that, that'll fix that?
I think Roberto.
We should fix it.
Roboto's.
If that doesn't fix it, we can always come back and fix that somehow.
Andy looks very sad.
I'm just holding a musket. Just put it back.
We'll just pat Andy very gently on the back.
Sniffs and is like, it's fine. I guess Grandpa Darlin said that she was really lovely and not like this.
Just hear in the distance.
She seems
Fading away.
fine.
Sean, you were going to say something.
Yeah, Roberto's very creeped out and just kind of looks up at G and just says,
Well, if we're lucky, we might get out of this alive.
which is the verbal component for me casting a third level Fortune's Favour on G and myself.
Nice. Tell us what that does.
You impart latent luck to yourself or one willing creature. Additional one for each level above second, so 2. When the chosen creature makes an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw before the spell ends, which is an hour, it can dismiss the spell on itself to roll an additional d20 and choose which of the d20s to use.
Oh, that's great.
Alternatively, when an attack mode roll is made against a chosen creature, it can dismiss the spell on itself to roll a d20 and choose which one of the d20s to use, the one it rolled or the one the attacker rolled. So if you get attacked, you can change it. And it also works on advantage, disadvantage. So yeah.
Oh, just
That's
if it
pretty
comes
cool.
to it, just remind me that is why you're doing it. Fortune's Favour, right?
Yeah, Fortune's Favour, me and G.
Awesome. Nice. So you all find yourselves around the rock where the Sugar Plum Goblin was. There are lots of little animated boiled sweets tucked up in little wicker baskets made from this birch wood. And you see that all this birch wood is strewn across the ground here. There's a huge bonfire roaring to the right-hand side of this cavern entrance. And you see loads more wicker baskets within. The bonfire smells strange. It's got an acrid, festering aroma. And I guess, G, you don't like the smell of wood burning, I guess. But this does not smell right.
Wouldn't if I could smell.
You don't
I feel
like seeing
maybe-
wood burning.
Yeah, maybe G's like senses are different. Maybe he can hear burning.
Yep.
He can hear smells.
Yes, I like
but for
it.
your ears.
I like it. Yeah, this doesn't sound the same as smells for fires normally smells with wood. And the rest of you can also get this strange aroma.
Somebody's been cooking.
Someone's been cooking something awful.
Yeah.
Smells like you're cooking.
G like just like goes to push Zone and just scratches the jumper. The warm but itchy jumper.
Is there something on the fire that's burning that shouldn't be?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, good. I'm so good at those.
A little red hat with white trim.
Only go
Maybe a
well.
beard.
Oh, it's not bad actually. It's 16.
Hey, 16. Nothing on the fire, although there's something around the fire. And what is around the fire is there's like a circle dotted with runes. What languages does everybody
I'm
speak?
good with runes if they're giant.
These are not giant runes, unfortunately.
Also
I'm an
halfling
halfling.
and minotaur.
No-ish.
Nope.
Sylvan?
Elvish and primordial.
Nope.
Did you hear Sylvan, Liz?
I did, and it was a no.
It's a nope.
Yeah, the only extras I have are goblin and druidic.
Oh, no, it's hard to say what these things are unless anyone would like to roll a history check just to see.
Yeah. I'll do
Can I
that.
roll like a religion or something?
Of course you can, yeah. We'll go for religion from G, but a history check from Roberto.
22.
Oh, can I also roll a history? Or a religion?
We just had a
Same.
22 for
okay.
history.
These are
I got a
definitely
19.
runes, and I know runes, so these are definitely them, but I don't know what.
With those high rolls for investigation, for history, Roberto, you are aware that there are runes that keep fires going. So part of the runic language around this is to keep the fire burning forever. With the religion check from G, you're able to get a sense of demonic nature from these runes. Whoever created these were not from this plane. They created this fire to keep it burning, and it burns with the smell of brimstone.
Can I rub one out?
Yeah, should we break
If I
it?
just rub my foot right into
Oh, thank God. Okay. That's...
I was like, is that a real question? Do I need to ask you to roll for this? I mean, where do we start?
If G starts breaking the circle, I'm going to also start breaking the circle.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, it's easy enough to rub one out. A sentence I thought I would be saying today.
It's one way to, mess up the runes in a runic circle.
It's easy enough to do.
Rubbing one out in public always messes up somebody's day.
And I reached to I was like, oh my God.
You've made naked Mr. Tumnus carrying beavers.
I love all of you and your gutted brains. That's all I'm going to say. Between you are able to rub one out, and you do so with much gusto.
So now it's a joint activity.
It's a group effort.
As it should be.
Totally. The fire eventually drops down and leaving nothing but cinders and ash and smoke. Although it doesn't seem to do anything.
Can I push the cauldron over?
Wait, there was a cauldron?
There's no cauldron.
Oh, isn't there? I thought it was.
Why are we doing this exactly?
Is there somewhere else in here that we're supposed to be?
You are in the cave entrance.
Yeah.
Let's go inside. We've just turned the lights out.
But why did we do it?
We felt like it.
All right.
I'm gonna.
G's gonna explain. This is demonic fire, and demonic fire is not how you say kosher.
You're right, it's not.
G, from that roll as well, you would know that this is more of a summoning circle. Something arrived here, and the fire lit.
Oh yeah, it's called Have Yourself a Merry Little Krampus. There's probably going to be a Krampus.
So...
Good. Well done, Em.
Welcome to the game, Emma.
I've been really ill.
Oh, it's okay. I don't mind. Thank you for playing.
Andy takes a little, like a sweet out of her pocket, and then casts light on it, and then kind of holds it.
Nice.
I'm glad someone's able to do that. I've just realised I don't have dark vision.
As you continue, you do hear from the little wicker baskets made of birch on the walls. Help me! Help me! Help me!
Oh my God! I can't roll nat ones.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, like the halfling look.
Okay, but it can be confusing because I'm a gnome and you're a gnome and Big J's
halfling.
Halfling. I mean, it's
Yeah, boom.
So that's when you were like, oh, I can re-roll once. I was like, yeah. And then you were like, oh, damage. And I was like, oh, okay. But
never mind. We'll remember for next time. It's fine. Do you want to free the boiled sweets? There's about 20 of them in these little wicker baskets.
I'll hand over to you, Treacle, if you're freeing the sweets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to stay on my battle mech. I mean, druid friend.
That's fair. That's fair.
I've got a walking gunner platform. I mean, why would I leave?
Do we think something was summoned? Like, should we be looking for a summoned thing? Like, I'm not saying that I want to go and kill a summoned thing. I'm just saying that if there was a summoned thing here, it could be bad and might need to be, sent back to whence it came.
I think everything that's wrong seems to be leading us in this direction. So perhaps.
Oh, so we should go in the cave.
Well,
are we not in the cave already?
You're on your way through the cave.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Hang on. Let's make our lives easy. Hello.
Hello.
Why do you always
quite a big cave?
That?
Because if you do it, things come to you. Hang on, I've got another technique as well.
No.
All right.
Is it The lights. How much does the light spell give us light?
It's not a huge amount. It's like
I get the dark vision. It's fine.
I don't.
Well, that is your
it's
problem.
bright light, 20-foot radius, and an additional 20 foot of dim light.
That's amazing.
I'm
Thank you.
gonna cast daylight on my chest.
Whoa.
So now
the
you're a
sun
Care
is back
Bear
on,
and a
Chris.
Transformer.
Turn them back on.
Yeah, I am a Care Bear.
Okay. How long does that last?
It's an hour only for
Nice.
60 foot. So we've lost the element of surprise, but we can see.
I'm going to say that my night vision is swaps. So there's one. Oh! Warn me next time!
I like it. I can see now.
I was going to tell you that there are bioluminescent crystals which light your way, but this is much better. Let's keep this.
No, there are. There are 100% are bioluminescent crystal.
So you free all the Boyle suites from their bonds. They're all very happy about it. They'll thank you profusely and are happy to be reunited with Treacle, unless you wish to keep Treacle.
No, I will hand Treacle back.
Cool. They also begin
should be free.
Yeah, they begin hugging each other and sort of thanking you, and then sort of trundling their way to the cave exit.
sort of-
But they
Squidge together and because they're sweets, right?
Chris, this is not one of your games.
an uber sweet. No, not today.
There's a stat block for a thing called a zombie clot. I'm just saying, sweetie
Oh,
clot.
nice. Yes. Not today, but thanks for the tip.
You're welcome. Our minds are very alike. It's fine. You're welcome.
Have yourself a merry little Krampus too. May be a thing. I don't know.
Save us!
Hey.
And you follow a very bright G through this cave. Now there are bioluminescent crystals that light your way. This cave seems to wind, and you see lots more of these baskets, but they're empty, thankfully. What's the running order? So we've got G up front.
On the shoulders.
You're on the shoulders.
Yeah.
Holding a hand.
I would have climbed back up once there was no need for me to have my life.
And Big J, are you aboard or are you walking?
No, definitely not aboard. Like walking with.
Got you. So you continue, and before you is a large square cabin. And it has a chimney that seems to go through the roof of the rock mountain above your heads. The door is slightly ajar.
There was a door.
There's a lodge with a door.
I guess we just open it.
It's already open.
We just open it.
Wait, is it a jar or is it a door? Is it open or is it closed?
I take the musket off my back again.
Cool. It is an ajar door. Niall. Are you first to enter, G? Are you first to go?
Yeah, I feel like G's not really one
Presenting this
to
light to
expect
the
yet.
room. Marvellous.
It is I, the
You go
guardian
in.
of the forest.
The guardian of the forest enters, the rest of you follow. It's a lodge. The main room of this lodge has a floral carpet, and there's a sitting area to the right and a little kitchenette to the front. There's a huge Winterfest tree and a mountain of presents which dominate the top left-hand side. This room is only about 40 foot by 40 foot. In the right-hand sitting area, there's an unlit fireplace and a wing-back chair of chintz fabric. You notice that the presents look fairly destroyed by the tree, and the tree itself is covered in a black goop. It's like oil. In fact, looking around this place, most of the chintz decor has been corrupted in some kind of way. And you see their back turned to you. A figure in a red hat with white trim sits in the high wingback chintz chair that faces the unlit fire. You see the hands. There's one clawed hand which holds a mince pie. The other clawed hand holds a very large brandy. And all of you, you're in the space, you hear, oh, no, 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 no. The white trim, you realise, is flecked with red specks. And the figure in the chair sits at an awkward angle. The hat slightly askew, slightly raised above what looks to be like matted grey, greasy, scraggly hair. The figure turns because it's aware that you're here. It turns and
Wait,
turns.
why?
I don't know. It stands and turns wearing robes of red, and you see that the hatch jaunty angle is attributed to being balanced atop two very gnarled horns. There's these bulging eyes, and they seem to judge you the moment it lays eyes on you. The pair of clawed hands drop the sort of mince pie and the brandy glass to the floor. They spill everywhere. And it reaches for what looks like a long cane.
I shoot it.
Birch branches. Before you do that, Sans, it looks at all of you and it just says, "You all look so cross. Why are you so cross?" Do you want to roll to hit, Sans?
Yeah.
Roll to
Shoot
hit.
it. I have no idea if it's a good idea, but I'm shooting it. That is a 12 to hit.
Oh, that does not hit. There's like a really lovely lamp above the fireplace, which just is demolished. I'm only trying to make it more festive. I worked very hard, and it's a very stressful time of year. Hey, you could come to the underworld with me to convince Mama how well I've done. You like the shore of corpses. It is fabulous this time of year.
Shoot it again!
What about this is more festive?
It's a 16. I'm rolling real bad.
You dropped
It
all
misses.
your food.
16 misses. It's the Krampus, guys. The Krampus says, "Hey, we'll do away with him." And he points to the unlit fireplace. And you see two little black boots sticking out of the fireplace. And from his finger, nothing happens just yet, actually.
Are we shooting him? I feel like we should keep shooting him.
Wait, is he Santa or is he not Santa?
That's not Santa.
From the fireplace, you hear,
Oh, well, in that case, I'm
shoot him again.
going to get
I have
right
never
and
met.
whack him.
I have never met Santa Claus. Are you Santa Claus?
"It depends if you've been naughty or nice."
Well, he does have claws, I believe.
I do have claws. I grew them myself.
This time
I
I'm
have
not
been
going to
told that I am very nice to be around.
Are we rolling initiative? Liz,
the
or
musket's
are
going back in
we-
my bag, pistols are out, and just running down and running
Shot
into
this
melee
thing
with
twice. We
Krampus.
are rolling initiative, yes. Although, as you do, from his finger, there shoots a flame towards the fireplace, which...
Can I shout, "No, Mr. President," and leap in front of the flame as I'm going?
Whichever you would prefer, you tell me.
Lola, would you?
What? Oh, I did.
No,
Like, can I do
definitely
it?
counter spell so that they still dive across completely unnecessarily.
Okay, counterspell, go for it. That's a roll, I believe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's a second level spell, so it cancels immediately because it's third
Amazing.
level higher.
Yeah.
So you watch the cinder move towards the fire. Sans begins to do the "No, Mr. President" as the cinder out of existence.
It made an attack on something within my range. Can I sentinel attack as a reaction?
Of course you can, yes.
Before we go into initiative, just,
So just to confirm, the Krampus is about 10 foot away from you all to your right-hand side, just so you know where he is.
unlike Zan's, I'm effective. I rolled a 23.
Oh, go to hell.
Yes, that hits. Roll your damage, and then we'll start initiative after that point, everyone, if that's okay.
I could have used things to make those hit, and I didn't for story.
Thank you, Story. 14. 14 points of damage. Nice. What type of damage is that?
It's slashing, but it's magical.
Good to know. Thank you for telling me. You slash right across the sort of chest of this creature. The red robe kind of tears open. There's a lot of bare chests in this campaign. We like it. That is that attack count. If we could all roll initiative, please.
Sure.
And let's see if we can kill this Krampus.
Non-natural 20.
So bad.
Also non-natural 20.
Who has the highest? It was Sans who had the highest dex out of you two.
17 for me.
So
17 for Big
I-
J.
got a 21.
Nice.
Looks like the bottom of the initiative pile
No, I
has
got a
become
6.
the top of the initiative pile.
26. Is that 26? 6,
Six.
Brandy. Oh, I got so excited. Cool. And that is all of you. Nice. Okay. So first up, is the Krampus at the top of initiative.
Fuck!
The Krampus is going to use its judgy gaze, you heard me, against Big J, Zanz, and G. It's a 15-foot cone, and you feel it judging you. What you will have to do for me, please, is roll a wisdom saving throw.
Shit!
Is it against being frightened?
No.
Okay.
Is it magic?
It's an effect. It's not a magic spell.
It's just against magic. It's a broad spectrum. Cause gnome!
14 for me.
Yeah, it's like a dragon effect, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's a bit homebrew, but for this purpose of this, yes, magical effect. It's magical.
Phew,
It's festive.
16.
Because of the spell, Sean, is this at advantage?
You can choose when to use it. It doesn't have to be the first thing.
Okay, well, I'll see it. So I get. Oh, that was a 4.
Use it!
Yeah, I
That's
think
an 11, yeah.
I think effectively you can roll an extra dice and choose which one to swap.
Okay, so I'll roll another one now. Because I don't think an 11 will be enough.
Fortune hates you!
How does a 12?
That's a nice number, Niall. So those of you who got 16 or over,
Yes!
you take half damage. Those of you who got under 16.
Sorry, I had an extra thing that I was waiting to, but yeah.
Cool.
If you don't mind, I would like
for
to
it.
use my chronal shift. I have seen
Just
that
shit my pants.
Yes.
I have seen that G has failed a saving throw. I would like G to re-roll.
Hey, I failed as well.
Did you as well? Oh,
I'm
Too late now,
fine!
you said my name.
because I wasn't paying attention.
You already gave G something, and it didn't
did.
work. It
All right.
hates him.
Exactly, I need another. Give me more.
All right. To be fair, I will roll because I didn't realise you also failed. Evens, Big J, odds, G. Evens. So yeah, Big J, you can re-roll. Roberto kind of rewinds time and then notices Big G as well. So,
It did not help. Your magic hates all of us. Thank you.
So those of you-
Thank you, Sean.
Those of you who failed, despite Roberto's timey-wimey awesomeness, you suffer 24 points of damage. Those of you who succeeded take half of that damage.
Sweet.
That is its judgy gaze. It will then use its birch rod attack against... I'm going to say Zanz because of all
right
of the
there.
shooting.
I'm right there.
It clutches this birch rod, which is a collection of birch twigs, basically, and that's 19 to hit you.
That does hit, 'cause I haven't attacked yet.
Got you. That, damage-wise, is 10 points of bludgeoning damage to you.
Fine.
That's it for now, everybody. We move on over to G. G, you've just had a time with time. What would you like to do?
G's lived a very simple life and hasn't really been judged that often. And he's decided he doesn't like it. So my highest spell slot, I'm going to cast Moonbeam on...
That's a save, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like he's like, and then like puts his hands out and just light just emanates from on top of Krampus.
Nice. It was psychic damage, by the way, everyone. You felt the judging in your mind. But yeah, he needs to roll a con save for Moonbeam.
Yes.
Cool.
Needs to be a 17.
That was a natural 20 plus 3, so 23, but he still takes some damage, if I'm
That
correct.
might do it. Yeah, he still takes half of 4d10 radiant damage.
It's on his turn.
Isn't it when he is in it straight off?
Yeah, for the first time a creature enters the spell area for the first time, which would be now, because I'm making it. It would take the damage now, but then
That's how I
at this
see
time,
it.
this turn, yeah.
I will gladly take that as
if
rules for
it
now.
starts its turn.
It's festive. We'll say now. I like to go for now. That's fine.
Of course.
So I'd take it now and then at the start of its turn.
Correct. I've always done it that way. I always assume that's how it was done. I'm happy to be wrong.
Most
though. I like
spells are
being
worded
wrong.
so they can't do more than damage once per turn. It's usually the point. So if it's start their turn, there is usually the phrase.
Yeah. It is start the turn with Moonbeam.
Yeah.
Well, it's a festive Moonbeam.
It says here, area for the first time or starts its turn.
On their turn.
Yeah.
Enter it
Yeah.
the first time on their turn because they've got to enter it, and they can't enter it out of turn because they can't move.
It's a concentration spell as well, I believe.
Unless someone's dumb enough to run into it as part of a reaction move, which some classes get, which just means it's your own damn fault.
It's also quite cramped in here, so it might work out quite well.
Or quite Krampus in here.
Cramped. It's
Sean is here all night, everybody, by the way.
Creatures of your choice, Niall, or is it anybody who enters it?
Of your choice, I think.
It's a 5 foot.
It's just a 5 foot. Cool.
Rules is written, we can't enter it.
Oh, it's like a little spotlight on Krampus.
It's
Lights!
Yeah.
Moonbeam is concentration. Is daylight as well?
No, daylight's just for an hour.
So you've both got the sun emanating from her chest, and then just.
Does daylight do anything for his perception, by the way? Okay.
Just think it fucks shit up.
There's stuff for like undead and shit, but I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, it's daylight for like vampires and stuff. Makes them weaker and things like that. It's just 19 points of damage.
19 points. Cool. Is that it halved?
No, that was full damage, so it'd be 9 points of damage, radiant.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank
good.
you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
G, if that's your go, I will move on over to Zanz, unless there's anything else you'd like to do.
I think that's pretty much everything. I can't bonus action anything, I don't think. Maybe I could
bonus action, and you're concentrating on Moonbeam already.
Yeah. Oh, but you can't move it when you wild shape.
You can.
It's all right. You guys will kill it sooner or later.
You can move while you wild shape. It's fine.
Can I
you can
just
concentrate whilst
Because you're
wild shaped.
concentrating, you can do the things the spell lets you do while concentrating. You can't cast another spell.
Yeah.
No, that's all right. I'll just go up and punch him in the face if that's all right. I can't do that. 'Cause, never mind.
You saw my eyebrows.
Can I bonus action punch him in the face with my offhand?
No.
I don't think so.
No, not for this. Yeah.
That'd have been very fun, but
that would have been very
next
fun.
time. Next time.
In that case, we will move on over to Zanz, followed by Roberto. Zanz, you're up. What would you like to do? I'm assuming you've stood up from your Mr. President moment.
Oh, can I be prone for this?
Sure, of course you can.
Okay. I am going to, from prone, swizzle up into that breakdancing move where you kick the legs around and impact, hopefully, with the legs on the Krampus's knee once, and then use that as a springing off point to try and kick it in the side, and then get off the top so I can shoot it twice in the head and use the impetus from that to backflip off and land.
Certainly, yes, you can certainly do that.
That is a full round of everything plus a stunning strike by shooting it in the head, just to try and okay. Just going to roll all of them now.
It's quite easy to do. The legs of the Krampus are like hooves, like goat's legs. So you've got a nice little crack there for your leg to go in.
You have ghost legs! Because we're shooting. 25 to hit.
25 hits, yes.
So 13
Somewhere.
to hit.
13 does not.
Oh, there's a 9 to hit. Come on, dice.
Come on, dice.
That's an 18 to hit.
18 just hits, so 2 of those hit. The last one was a stunning strike, if I'm
Stunning
correct.
strike, please.
Does it need to roll a whiz save?
Con,
Come.
I think. Hang on. I'm second guessing myself.
Sorry.
The con. I don't remember. Con.
Come. Well, it rolled a 4, but it will use one of its legendary resistances to choose to succeed that stunning strike.
I hit twice, so I'll do it again.
Nice.
Another stunning strike.
Oh, sorry. I thought so you do it twice. I see. Got you. It rolled a dice, which was 19 in total.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. In which case, bang bang.
Yep.
Let me roll the damage on that. So.
And I started blasting.
Oh, yes, there is damage. Do more. That is bad damage. Okay, so that's 19 points of damage. I'm still within 5 feet of it. I haven't done anything clever. I've just burned a lot of stuff to try and do lots of damage, and didn't work.
Cool. So the damage that you do, unless it is magical, you get the impression that it's not doing as much damage as you would
It
want
is magical. All of my weapons are magical.
Yay! Good to know.
I'm a
Thank you.
Kensei monk, so everything's magical.
I wasn't sure if that was for that one, but it is. We like it. Thank you. Thank you, Zanz. Is that your go?
Bang. Yes.
Cool. We'll move on over to Roberto, followed by Big J. Roberto.
Oh, so everything's kicked off a little bit closer to home than I would like it to. But what Roberto does is I'm going to use my meta magic feat. I'm going to spend 2 sorcery points to quicken a haste on our Gunfu monk.
Hey!
You just Roberto's kind of casting one spell, kind of sees another moment, starts casting another one, and a future echo of Roberto appears to kind of do the haste, and then the original Roberto is going to use the action to cast a cantrip, Mind Sliver.
Have we done this before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, I love this part!
What's the save on the Mind Sliver?
It is a intelligence.
Intelligence. Okay, let's see. Oh dear, that was a natural one.
No!
It won't choose to succeed this, though.
Yeah, it's only a cantrip.
It wants this pain.
It does.
I deserve this.
Give it to me.
8 and subtract a d4 from the next saving throw.
Nice.
Nice. Cool.
And that is bonus action. That is quickened action. That is another action. And I am going to move the fuck backwards.
Okay, you can go out the door if you want to, unless you want to go towards the Christmas tree. That would be away from the situation, but still within about 30 foot.
Yeah,
Maybe help Santa.
if I can hide somewhere behind a chair, or somewhere I can still see.
Oh,
Got
that
you.
reminds
You
me,
can-
can I still be in the way if he wants to fire things at the chimney to try and burn Santa?
I'm assuming, yeah, you're being flanked by Santa and the Krampus. Quite a unique position in which to be.
No, okay.
That's where you are situated. Just
I
remind
try
me
and
what
Krampus
haste.
sandwich.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's what I was thinking.
You get an extra action on your turn. You can only
Cool,
use it for
nice.
specific things, like it's an attack,
I know, I've got a list.
dodge, dash. You can't use it to cast a spell, for example.
Don't need to.
Got you. Thank you, Emma. At the end of Roberto's turn, it will use a legendary reaction, and it's going to judge gaze you again. It will judge gaze Roberto. It will judge gaze Zanz, and it will also judge gaze Big J, the other ones who are near it. So could I have, please, a wisdom saving throw?
Ugh, bad again. At 12.
That's 22 points of damage on a 12.
Yep.
Ooh, 14.
22 points of damage on the 14.
Ow! Jay!
I don't want to take this damage. I'm going to use my reaction because I've had my turn, so I've got it back, haven't I? I'm gonna use the chronal shift to give my. Oh no! Actually, I've got the things I did. The Fortune's Favor. I'm going to use my own Fortune's Favor to
Nice.
try and avoid it.
Go on, Doctor Strange.
Professor Weird.
We're in the end game now.
Yes.
Bugger.
Thus spake Doctor Strange. Was that less?
Just say Krampus, I've come to bargain 100 times, and at some point it'll work out fine. Apparently that's the plot of the movie.
So my first roll was a 3. My reroll was a 4.
Oh no, that's 22 points of damage.
I don't want to drop haste, so I am going to use my chronal shift and try reroll again. Can I reroll
Okay.
You
again?
have haste?
Okay.
Stop.
I don't have haste.
Me, so if it goes down, I lose a turn. I've got 4 hit points.
Oh god.
Yeah.
This
So maybe it
one-
won't be that bad. You'll be losing the turn regardless.
The reroll's a 13. That's still not enough, is it?
Oh, that's 22 points of psychic damage. You all
22.
feel these judgy voices in your mind. It hurts. That
I'm
was
really
its-
used to being judged, but like, that's okay. But this is too much.
That was its
What's happening
legendary
now?
action after Roberto's turn. We move over to Big J.
My Constitution save was an 11, and on 22 points of damage, I believe that's the DC.
Yeah.
Close.
Just
Close
Thank
one.
you for reminding me about that one.
Nailed.
I wrote concentration down next to your name, but I didn't remember that I had to ask you to do it. So
That's
thank
all right.
you.
I normally forget as well.
I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hex because I am
Ooh.
Fey touched.
Nice.
I will then swing out twice at the Krampus.
With Hex, do you specify
Le Krampus.
Sorry?
Do you specify a type of
Yeah.
ability?
It's an ability, though, so it's not a strength.
It might try and
grapples
perform it at you. I don't know.
I've been making some con saves.
No, sorry. It's ability checks, not saves.
Only ability checks.
I forget that.
It's a really weird thing. 18 on the first hit.
Oh, that just hits.
So the hex damage is 6. The sword damage is... Nope, one of those is 1. 16, so that's 22. And I'm going to use my fiery shackles again. So he takes another 2 anyway.
Cool.
So that's another 6, so 28. And he needs to make a strength saving throw.
Cool.
With minus D4.
This is why I bring you all along, you see. Remind me of these things. So I've got that. Let me just roll the 14.
No, wouldn't pass. He'd be restrained.
Yes, he would. Yes, he would be restrained. Cool. Good to know.
Is he restrained?
He is restrained. I was just checking, and yes, he is. He can be restrained.
I'm just checking
Saving
like
your
resistance.
legendary
I'm just
resistances
checking that
there.
he's not going to burn legendary resistance and not be restrained.
Burn it.
He'll burn it. He'll burn it. He'll burn it.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
he
don't
will.
burn it. Keep it.
I'm feeling mixed emotions. He will burn that.
He's
He'll
only
burn
got
that.
2. He's definitely only
Yeah.
got 2 because that was like the I'm saving this for.
That was, you saw the cogs in my mind turning, but that's fine.
I've
It's
done
fine.
exactly the same thing going, should I?
My second attack is a 25 to hit.
Yes.
So that is... I'm sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry.
16...
So many things to kill you with. It takes me a while.
22 points of damage.
Nice. Okay, Mr. Krampus not looking very happy at all. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your go, Big
I'm
Jade?
going to action surge.
Nice. Just a reminder to everybody, you can use a bonus action to quaff a potion if you have one.
And I'm going to attack him twice again.
I'm fine.
Yes.
Drank my eggnog earlier.
That's another 25 and 24 to hit.
Yes, and demarge me, please.
I want to make the most of Hex because I don't think I'm going to have it up for very long. That's all.
Yeah.
So that is 14 add 8.
22.
That's 22.
22 and 16 add 6, so another 22. 22. My average damage is incredibly average.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, so you all watch as Big J kind of rushes into the Krampus and slices the heck out of it. Yeah.
And then I'm going to just put the sword back on my shoulder and say, good job.
Thank you. I know, I did a really good job. That's what you get from your sword. So Krampus is still standing, not looking very happy. Looks like it's just burned its last legendary resistance. It can't make a legendary action because it used 3 of its available points to do the other thing. It's now Santa's go. Santa in the chimney. You're going to hear some squeezing as he's going to attempt to free himself. Those of you, I guess Sans would be near, you see that someone has shoved things like candy canes up there to keep him in place. He's still where he is currently. He's unable
You can
to
do it,
shift
Santa.
through.
Wiggle your belly like a bowl full of jelly.
We will move on over to Andy. Andy, a lot's happening. Krampus is very, very attacked right now. What would you like to do?
Okay. Who looks like the worst?
I have blood pouring out of my face. Like, all of the psychic damage has wrecked my already very,
ears,
very low
nose,
intelligence.
eyes.
Got 4 hit
Okay.
points.
So I'm going to use my bonus action, Healing Light.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Is that touch or range? Just out of
It's
interest.
You have a 66 healing pool that resets when you finish a long rest. As a bonus action, you can heal one creature you see within 60 feet.
Amazing. Cool. Nice.
So.
Oh, is that Celestial Warlock thing?
Yeah. Yeah. With my crazy patron, so I hope it goes well.
You hear in your mind.
Will it heal me or will it make me go strange? I'm just checking.
Okay.
It's worked so far.
What's your mat?
It's like snowing sugar.
Oh, done that. It's not worth it.
11?
Oh, thank you.
Points of healing. Yeah, you smell the scent of sweet things in the air and feel a little bit better for it.
Oh, good. Thank you, Andy.
You're welcome. Okay. Eldritch Blast.
Say again?
Eldritch Blast is my action.
Oh, nice. Yes, roll to hit.
Anyways, I started blasting.
Yeah.
Bang, bang.
Oh, that does not hit.
Then I started blasting.
And that does not hit. So, all of that, after having seen the Sugarful Goblin and it's all going off, those sherbets kind of shoot off in all random directions, but they're shooting in the thing and it's crackling. And it's just oh, no.
Yeah, there was a nice set of cranberry glass on a table that is now just demolished. These sherbet sweets have just pierced through them. Cranberry glass goes everywhere. Thanks, Andy. Anything else on your go you want to do?
Just kind of ducks himself behind the tree.
Got you.
Nope.
In that case, we'll move over to the Krampus. The Krampus is going to look at the thing that has hurt it the most, which is Big J, and is going to claw and birch rod you. So with one hand, the claw comes up and rolls to attack you with its dice that it has. That's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
The damage on that is 13 points of slashing damage.
Yep.
The next one, perhaps a little put off by everything going on, that's 15 to hit.
No, 15 wouldn't hit.
So the birch rod misses you and doesn't do any damage as a result. It will then use its judgy gaze once again. Yes, it can.
Just gonna die.
It's going to look at Andy, Roberto, and G this time, turning its face to you three. Can I have a wisdom save from all of you?
Sorry, does this count as a spell or is it an attack?
It's an attack.
Is it magic?
Okay.
It's magic. It's a 15-foot cone coming your direction.
As it makes the attack, can I make my sentinel attack in return, please? Oh, hang on, let me roll to see if Hex is still up.
Of course you can, and I need to roll a con save, I believe, because it's in the moonbeam.
I got a 17, so Hex is definitely still up.
Nat 20 plus 4.
Hey.
2.
Who was that? Who was it? Was it me? The
Yes.
Who was? I was the third person.
Yes, it was you.
21 on my sentinel attack, Liz.
Oh, to hit?
Yeah.
That hits, yes, for your damage.
So it hits everyone but me.
And me. It's not hitting me.
Yeah. So
18 points of damage from that.
18 points of damage. Okay. Let's just get those whiz saves for Andy, Roberto, and G.
Nat 20 plus 4.
Cool.
Oh, it got me. It got me so good.
Okay.
Oh
The wisdom save, would have been a 23.
Okay,
Sorry, I clicked con by mistake.
I rolled very poorly. So those of you who failed got 16 points of damage. Those of you who succeeded get 8. It needs to roll a con save, which it did. The total was 6 on the con save for Moonbeam. So if you want to roll that damage, G, for the Moonbeam, please do.
Okay.
And then if you could roll a Constitution save for your concentration, that would be great.
Yeah,
There's a
12.
lot going on. We like it.
12, but
So
it's
I
only
need
8
to
damage.
be a 10, don't I?
Correct, yeah.
And that's a 15. Plus
Yeah,
my con,
it's still
so
going. Still
that'll
going.
be fine.
Let us know
Haste
the
is as well.
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah, I only rolled a 12, but it's still going.
That's 22 points of radiant damage.
Nice. Yeah, that eats into the creature. It's going to use its birch rod as a legendary action against Big J, just in annoyance at what's going on.
That's fair.
I don't like it.
That's 13 to hit.
No.
It breaks some of the other cranberry glass that's scattered around this place. You are all kinds of good. That was the Krampus's go. We move over to G, followed by Zan's.
Well, seeing as we're all cramped up, it's probably not going to be able to get past us anytime soon if we all just start mauling it. I'm going to turn into a giant metal bear.
Okay.
Is that a giant bear made of metal or a giant metal bear?
A bit of both.
Cool.
As like the gears, it's like just as it goes
Scream
out.
music.
Yeah, it's like head opens up into like the chest pieces out of the middle of him, becomes a bear, and I'm just going to use multi-attack.
Okay, multi-attack away.
And you're
Well,
genuinely a
get to
tear
it
bear
with
now.
everything. You just you push the armchair out the way and you go towards the creature.
Boop, 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 boop. Right, so I need 2 of these. That can be the bite, that can be the claw. Oh, okay. Well, I don't think the bite hit. Oh, it's got +7. So a 10 to hit the first time, and then a 26.
Definitely
No, 25.
hits.
25.
Definitely hits. Roll your
So
damage.
the claw would be 2d6s plus 5. Well, that's not the best. 9 points of your slashiest damage as he chomps for him, and then he's like, yeah.
You do chomp the remaining parts of this thing's skin. It's not got much left. You do see it begin to kind of knit back up after you've chomped into it. Perhaps that standard damage isn't doing as much as you would hope. But
I've got magical claws.
Yeah, Moondruid's
Oh.
level 6.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome. In that case, it does all the damage that you would expect it to do. It does not knit back up.
Fuck you, Krampus.
Nom, nom. Is that your go, G? Anything else you'd like to do?
I think that's like everything I can do is. Oh, I'm so perceptive. Yeah, no, that's everything I can do.
In that
I've
case,
got more hit points now.
Yay. Sans, over to you. You're hasted.
I am going to jump and kick the Krampus across the face. And as I do, I'm trying to land on the back of the bear, pulling out the musket on my back. So I'll go for the kick first.
Got you.
That's metal.
It's Mel.
You wait. Oh my god, it's a 15 to hit with the kick.
15 just misses. Well, it misses by a bit, actually.
Yeah. In which case,
Yeah.
that's fine. I land on the back. I now get... hang on. I've now used that to kick. I'm going to use a bonus action to Kensei's shot. Just like it's like suddenly like just take a very careful and just like that moment of sighting perfectly.
Nice.
And I need a good pithy Christmas one-liner. What we got?
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Back.
Anything better than that?
Hey, fuck you.
I think I've used all my puns today and all my wit. It's got
Keep the change, you filthy.
yeah.
Ding dong
you
merrily
took your
on.
coins.
What I say is ding dong merrily on. Bye, and then I'm going to shoot it twice.
Please hit. Please.
Okay, that's a 13 to hit. I'm going to spend so many key points so that I actually hit for once.
Please hit.
I have an ability called Focused Aim, which means I can spend key points to increase attack roll by 2 for each key point that I use. So I rolled a 13, which means I have to spend 2 key points to hit it, because that makes the attack a 17, correct?
Yeah.
Good.
17. Would still miss.
I spent 3! I'm doing it! Which means I hit it. That's happening now.
Yes, you just hit. Yes.
Yes! 7 points of damage. It's fucking shocking.
Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
I've got more attacks. Is it dead?
It's on the cusp.
I'm doing
Are
it
you
again.
hasted? You're hasted. You
Natural
got so many.
20.
Roll your double damage. Roll your double damage. For the name of Wintermus, do it.
You could just have waited and rolled the next one.
No!
Your final line should have been, ho, 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 now I have a gun.
That is a total of 18 points of damage on that one with all the Kensei shot and everything else.
Sans, please tell us how you end the Krampus.
Exactly like that. Terrible one-liner. Boom, headshot.
Nice.
And then a reload and a shot again.
Yeah, boom! Hit it in the chest, just... and then just a second shot straight to the head and just...
The Krampus is no more. That happens with the back of the Krampus's head and all of that gore and nice stuff happens. The Krampus is
Put it on
definitely
my back.
no more. I will say that Santa is rescued by the strongest thing in the room, Big J. You managed to wrench Santa free from the chimney. Krampus. Krampus has returned to the underworld to see his dearest mama, who's mildly proud of him, but still very disappointed. Santa has been rescued from the chimney. He begins to clean his house because it's a tip. It's a tip. He's had to go out and buy some more presents. Last minute, not great.
How's his mum doing?
Huh?
How's his mum doing?
We don't talk about his mum.
I will prestidigitate the cranberry jars, which basically just means rewinding it to when they were
nice. Oh, nice, yes. They are restored. The spell on the sugar plum goblin, you realise, has been lifted. She sets about undoing all of the terrible things that she did. All the forest folk, the beaverkin's parents are restored. The small beavers do still like to hang out with Mr. Nutmus. Granny still enjoys her eggnog. Probably a bit too much lesser. The town of has been saved, and these fabulous agents return to the super secret agency HQ, rowing slowly in the star-topped Nigella, ready for their next mission. And that is where we will stop this game for tonight.
Thank you very much.
Great.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
Thank you everyone for this, for joining us and being part of this festively, monstrously odd game that was tonight's show. If you enjoyed tonight, thank you for watching. The next Tuesday's show will be the return of Ancient Antics, I guess. DM'd by the one and only after the one shot that you should have all seen. So much fun, adore it. We also play on Mondays, also from 6 p.m. UK, 10 a.m. Pacific. I'm not sure what's going on Monday, but something will be.
Are you not? Are you not sure, Liz?
Oh, is that something which is happening soon?
Yep.
A Shadowfell Symphony will be gracing your Twitch stream, everyone. Possibly run by me.
Or maybe by someone else.
It's definitely run by Liz. I'm in here. Liz DM'd it. Can confirm.
Hello, please come and watch. Same time on Saturdays.
Did Liz?
Same time on Saturdays, we have Talk Together, which is our chat show, where we interview our players, DMs, and other TTRPG industry voices. Thank you, Chris. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are also podcast versions of all of our shows available pretty much everywhere. Please just search Roll Together RPG. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There will be a link in chat now. Do join them. Every penny helps us make the content that we do. Ask the mods for more info if you want it. Big thanks again to our sponsors Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, and Elderwood Academy, and our supporters D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Warriors of Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice. And don't forget, we are all over social media as Roll Together RPG. Thank you for watching. I hope you had a great festive season, and I hope you continue to have a great festive season. See you soon. Bye.
Keep the change, you filthy animals.